Why they're like, get ready, bitch, we start. And pretty much I was like,
We went to the Raptor Center, me and Rumi and Theo today. Um,
Yeah?
yeah, and
Did
we
you
met
pick up
the
any raptors while you were there? Were they being ridden by creepy priest monsters?
oh sorry sorry
Yeah.
sorry
Yeah. But yeah, raptors.
I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's sorry. Here, have some trauma.
Woo!
Whee. Okay, good. It's matching the coloring correctly this time. What is that?
I don't know. I hit a button.
That looks like a puzzle piece or something.
Oh, okay.
That was
Whatever it
weird.
is, it's gone now.
Fair enough. Alright, so the tracker should be set and doing everything it needs to do, unless I'm forgetting anything. I'm going to clear your concentration on the spell you're not using anymore. If anyone wants to
And
remind everyone what happened, you are welcome to.
we're all in the same room and we all sound fine.
As far as I can tell,
Okay.
I will point out if anyone sounds low. Although, in general, when all three of you are in a room like that, you have to make sure you're all actually talking towards the microphone and not each other, because that does happen.
I have rolled a 13.
That's a 17.
Hey.
All right. You're picking who recaps.
I did it twice in a row, so I don't want to do it again.
That's fair.
Okay. Where did we start the last episode? It wasn't in Sherwood, right? It was.
The last
It was
one
right
picked up right after
Right
you
after
cleared out
okay.
the bugbears. Or the owlbears.
Okay, so we went further into the lab, or into the area where Shalara's lab is, or we thought. We of course discovered that Archon was not where Theo Aiden remembered him being. Um, Found some old ass runes, and we found a door that was locked, and then had to fight some very nasty mummy centaurs that Shelara had probably made by just sticking half of a corpse on top of the other half of another corpse. And Diana and Aiden took one out, and Anis and Derek took the other one out. We were able to heal up pretty much all of the damage that we took, and then one of them had a key on a chain around its neck, so we used that to open the door where Anis had been smelling this chemical smell pretty much the whole time we were in there, and it was coming very strongly from behind the door, so we were able to open that up and find a well, or what used to be a well. Between casting Spider Climb and Diana riding on the back of Aiden, we were able to scale it going down vertically and go down into a much larger lab area where we discovered a whole lot of very destroyed magic circles and lab equipment, scattered notes everywhere, and a very ominous blood trail that we followed until we eventually found a library with very old books. No one but Diana knows this, but they are probably all from the Library of Alexandria, which means by extension they're from Dream's End. She doesn't know what Dream's End is, and she didn't tell anyone that they're from Alexandria. Anis just started putting books into her bag as fast as possible, without discrimination, while Diana and Aiden went a little further into the lab and discovered a gigantic pile of what we assumed to just be like.
It was the L body.
Well, we we were told there was an arm in. Okay, what's actually in the pile? Because we've been disagreeing all week about what we remember
Okay.
being in the pile.
Yeah, so the pile was, at first glance, a giant heap of wrappings and bandages with discarded body parts mixed in with
Okay.
it, as if several mummies collapsed into one spot.
Okay.
But you noticed one like arm sticking out of it that on closer like inspection was twitching a little bit.
Okay, so because what I heard, I want to clarify because it was when he had that 23 perception. You told, or what I remember is that you told me that it was like the outfits and like pieces of like the Rangers.
Yes, that's what the bandages were made of. They weren't like medical grade bandages. They were like torn strips of and repurposed fabric, leathers, things like that.
But the body parts are the body parts the Rangers? Is that something we need to check out, or is it pretty obvious?
I mean, it's a safe assumption, but you don't actually know because you got distracted with rummaging, and
Yeah,
now they're
so
on
they
fire. So
They were looking through the pile. I think Diana noticed the arm moving and called out, and then it started moving more. And then Aiden noticed that it was a very familiar skin tone, so that basically brought that to Annis's attention, and she headed over, and they started digging out what eventually ended up being the top half of Soren and the bottom half of Akon fused together, and he came out of the pile very angry and slightly on fire, and now we're going to be, and we rolled initiative, and now we're going to be fighting.
Yeah.
I don't think I missed anything else that was important.
I think that really was the only clarification we needed.
There's a lot of places where there's like a dark abyss underneath, and there was a lot of destruction throughout the lab, and a lot of blood.
You've also pocketed some notes already, some research stuff as you were exploring.
Yeah, Aiden has some, Diana has some, and it has just books.
Which can be examined later. Hooray. But yeah, there he is. So he woke up screaming. He ignited. The pile that he's in is currently ignited with him. And yeah, in response to this going on, it is the beginning of a combat. So Diana is up first.
Okie dokie. She's going to move there. And as she does, she's going to... Should I do this now or should I save it? Ooh. I'm going to save this until I know I need to use it. So ignore that I'm saying that.
Okay.
But you probably know what I was thinking.
Yeah. Also, would it make life easier for the lot of you if I turned the grid on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a question.
There you go.
Is the floor like tiled, like rock?
Oh, what you're standing on?
Yeah.
It is actually like the map is accurate. This is an artificial like tiled floor. It does not fit in with the cave above. This entire area feels repurposed from something else.
Gotcha.
Okay, before she does anything, be like, before she does anything, Diana's gonna be like, all right, what on earth is this? Oh my god. You fused them together. Oh god, okay. Ooh, okay. Look, what should I even call him? Because you said his name was Soren?
It was Soren and Archon.
Okay. I don't know how to address two halves making a whole.
Sorpon?
That sounds like a ship name. I'm not shipping a man and a horse. Oh, goodness. Okay, look. You're going to need to calm down. I know you're probably in a lot of distress and a lot of pain, but I need you to calm down. And she's just gonna be like, we're here to help you somehow. I don't know how, but we're here to help you. That's all she's gonna. I think that's all she's gonna do for her turn.
Okie dokie.
I think I was trying to get to a point where I was doing a persuasion thing.
You can roll that if you wish.
Okay. That's 17?
He's still screaming, but noted.
Good.
Okay.
And meanwhile, in France,
Yeah?
Penelope and Johnny are going shopping. And while they're shopping, Penelope is teaching Johnny words in Halfling.
Okay.
She'll be like, alright, and this is how you say hello. And she's gonna say it to her.
I can't believe there are so many silent vowels and consonants in your language.
Welcome to Speaking Halfling, where we don't write shit down unless we have to.
I respect that.
If it helps, or if it makes you feel any better, you can try and teach me Infernal.
Okay, that has a lot of extra vowels and consonants that aren't silent at all. It's just very loud. But sure, we can work on that.
Hey, cool. How does this sound? And she tries to she's like, I don't actually know words, sorry.
It's like that, but imagine if it was like screamo death metal. The whole language.
Okay, and then she just does her best death metal scream.
All right, you agretsuko correctly.
Sweet. All right, that's
All right. Okay. So, meanwhile, back here, you notice that the pile is starting to spread.
Ooh, what are those?
Fire.
Oh.
Fire is starting to spread. The ladder behind him, which is over the pile, because remember, he was under it before, is now on fire, and fire is starting to spread through the tattered outfits on the floor. It has not reached the case yet, but it is there, and you can feel the heat now more than before. And now it is a Derek turn. What's the play?
I've got an idea. Just hold on.
Okay. He's going to use his action to get ready to dodge, just in case. It is now Annis's turn.
Okay. So, I'm going to summon an elemental, and if I need to make a roll for this, I will. Would I know if the water elemental or the earth elemental would be better at getting that fire out immediately? Probably the water?
You can roll Arcana. Okay. I am going to pull up your elementals and check.
Obviously, fire elemental, not a good idea.
Probably
Wind
not.
elemental, not a good idea.
Extra fire.
I'm on your side, Sorkon. I'm gonna give you more fire. Let's burn this place to the fucking ground.
Feed me.
No.
It's the beginning of Anis's villain arc.
No.
That began a long time ago.
What?
Touche.
See, it's more ominous when I say it like that. All right, let me find your... There it is. Because I want to make sure that my understanding of the current rules is in effect. I don't know if mechanically it matters.
This is weird.
Neither one is immune to fire, which is very
Yeah.
strange. Take that,
I'm-
water.
I'm like almost certain that I want to go with the earth elemental if I think it will put the fire out. But if water
mean-
would work better, I'll go with that.
Water does not seem to have any discernible advantage over
Okay.
fire or over earth for the purposes of what you're talking about.
So I'm going to summon the earth elemental then.
Okay. The earth elemental also has a burrowing speed, which might matter.
Well, that's why I asked about the ground under our feet because it can't move
Right.
through like worked earth.
Right. Yeah. Now, that said, that gap that you can see there, that just drops, and you could see around it that this is just a relatively thin veneer over stone. So, depending on how things are going, it may become exposed. But you're welcome to cast your spell, and I will drag out your elemental.
I have marked off the spell slot. I don't know if I actually need to like cast it from the menu or not.
Does it have concentration?
Does, yeah.
Then
Where
probably
did
better
it
to
go?
cast it from there.
Did I get rid of it? Oh, okay, it did. When I checked off the 4th level, it actually got rid of the spell. Okay. I guess drag it onto myself.
That should be it. Yeah, it added the concentration to you. So, cool. I will add...
I can't cast any more 4th level. That's it.
Let's see.
I'm going to summon it behind him, in the middle of the pile to see how much of the flames it will just douse by being there.
Yeah. Brr. Is that really how big he is? Yeah, they're just medium. Huh. Guess I just assumed it would be bigger. Okay. So yeah, you want him to just smother out one of them?
Yeah, and if... Was there anything else I wanted to do with my action? Because he goes right after me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was an action. I'll move back here. I think. Yeah, I'll move here. Would it be an action to talk to him and make a persuasion roll or whatnot?
If you're trying to make a roll, it would be an action.
Would it be an action for me to grab this book and put it in my bag?
That would also be an action, yeah.
Would it be an action to grab it but not put it away?
That would be an interaction. I'll say you can pick it up, but you'll still be holding it, so.
Okay. That's
You
fine.
can do that.
I'm going to pick up the book.
Okay.
And then I will end my turn there.
Okay. So
Like,
Taro, upon appearing, smothers out one of the flames, just completely overlapping it.
I would like for you to try and grapple Sorkon, if I can.
Okay.
Grapple his big ol' horse butt, I guess.
It can try. Let's see. Get all their stats up for this, because I need to make sure you can grapple something bigger than you. Pretty sure you can.
Like, if
What?
he knew he wouldn't be able to do it, he'd probably try and just smother another one of the flames.
All right.
If not, try and get both.
Yep. Target of your grapple must be no more than one size larger than you. So, yep. Within reach. Yep.
Okay.
Using at least one free hand. Yes. So it fulfills those rules. So.
Even though I won't be able to, like, make a roll for it, I'm still gonna be like, Soren, please calm down.
All right.
You know me. I'm here to help you, please.
Okay, so your elemental will try to grab it. Elementals do not have ability score, so it's just going to be a strength check. So let's see how it does. Get him, Taro. Probably not, but we'll see how he rolls, because Taro rolled a 4. So that's an 8. And let's see how Mr. Nightmare Centaur works. He's gonna roll his strength back. Yeah, he rolled a 16. So you fail to grapple, but you are definitely there. He gets 2 attacks. So do you want to do any? You want to try again,
Fire.
or?
So that was his first attack.
That was his first
basically?
attack. Yeah. Like, technically, it shouldn't work that way, but elementals are crudely enough worded that I would not stop you from trying.
No, I'd rather have him put out more of the fire.
Okay, so you want him to just, like, stomp over on to one of the others?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to stomp over to... He can't really get to the one that's on the ladder since it's being blocked right now, but he can stomp over the other one. So he's going to get that.
The pile itself is also still on fire? Or
The pile is also on fire. Like, he stomped through a bit of it, but the pile is all under the space. So, like, he's prevented the initial spread of it. But the ladder itself is now on fire, and the pile is still on fire. And obviously, the horseman is on fire.
That is good enough.
Oh, there you go. I made him your friend now, so you can see his HP.
Yay!
All right. All right, and so that is it for him. We ignore Merlin. It's for the best. There's a hemlock.
Is going to try and whammy our centaur friend with haunting melody. No, do I drag cast or save over onto the nightmare centaur?
For hemlock.
I never remember which one I actually drag over.
Drag the save over, because there's no attack roll.
Okay.
He succeeds.
So he wasn't charmed.
Was not charmed.
Okay. I'm gonna have Hemlock move back there.
Yep. Yeah, he rolled a 17 on that thing. He's just tanking through. He's full of anger and fire, but mostly anger.
And that's it for Hemlock's turn. And let me check something, because I can't remember if it's only they're immune if it works, and he can keep trying, or...
Oh, and his ability?
A target that successfully saves is immune. Okay.
Yeah. Alas.
You did
bird
your
is
best, buddy.
All right,
Okay.
well, he's here, and he just had an elemental try to grab him, and he does not appreciate that. He is also Gurfire angry. So he's gonna let out a horrible noise first. It's that same noise from before that sounds somewhere between the scream of a man in anguish and a horse whinnying. It's pretty painful to listen to.
Ooh.
And then he's reaching down and he's pulling something out of the rags around him. Like, you remember before, like, his left hand was sticking out and his right hand was around the horse's head. He sat down the horse's head almost gently in spite of his rage, and he's pulling out a sword. And this sword is... I have a picture of it. At least theoretically I have a picture of it. Let's see if it lets me open it. Let me see. Why are there so many entries for very similar items? There we go. Pulls out this sword.
Ooh.
Yeah,
A theme.
it's fancy. It's on fire. It looks very old. And he's taking that sword, and he is going to wail on that elemental that was trying to grab
Good.
him.
Meat shield.
He's the rock shield.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's gonna swing. He's gonna hit it. Oof. Thankfully, the rock is partially resisting some of the damage. All right. And so he's hacking at it once, screaming and whinnying the entire way through. Hacking at it a second time, continuing to scream and whinny. And then, horrifyingly, he leans back on the unfortunate back hooves of what was once a nightmare and stomps his front hooves down directly on it as well. And you notice that when the hooves go down and they hit it, flames erupt from the feet, and it screams in pain, or he screams in pain as this happens as well. It seems like the mere act of attacking like this is hurting him tremendously. It's also doing a number on your elemental. It was a gratuitous amount of damage. And so that happened. And
That was
now...
almost half his health. Great.
Yeah?
I don't think you can.
Can you what?
I don't think you can heal the elemental.
In this edition, I don't think they're immune to healing, but I'm checking.
Okay. Because I know Raps was the way you built him originally as a construct. But
Raps is a
this an
golem.
elemental.
Golems
true.
have magical immunity. At least most of them have magical immunity, so they have trouble being healed. But elementals are not golems. I don't see anything in here that implies you can't heal it, so I think you probably can. So that's nice. Oh, that's why he was taking less damage. It's because he's got resistance to slashing. It wasn't the fire, it was the sword that he was resisting pieces of. And he did not have resistance against the hooves, which is why they hurt so much more. Got
Another big reason why I went with the stone one and not the water one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not that I knew that he was going to have a sword, but I'm just like...
Yeah, for what it's worth, he did not have this sword before. This is not his old ranger sword. This is something new.
Yeah, like I didn't know he'd have the sword, but I had a suspicion there was going to be some sort of weapon thing, and he has more, like, Taro has more resistances than the others, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's some pain. And with that, he's now looking around the room, and with this, he looks over and sees Aiden, and now kind of like he's a little taller than Aiden because he's not a proper centaur. Like, he's still got a little too much of his elven half sticking a little too high in his horse half. So he's taller than you. And he sort of looks down at you and he just releases this horrible moaning whinny at you that I can't do, but assume it's a much more intimidating and terrifying version of
I'm sorry.
No, I know. I tried to come up with a noise and I can't. I just can't do it.
Well, no. The sound gate cut out like 90% of it, so it just sounded like you were chuckling.
That's funny too.
It was like,
That's unfortunate. Anyway, Aiden, it's your turn.
Where exactly did he put down Archon's head?
It is sitting. I will give you a marker. 1 second.
Because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get damaged by all the fucking fire.
I mean, it's probably fireproof for what it's worth.
To be fair, he's just trying to help, and he doesn't like. It's just. I don't know.
There you go. There. How's that?
Yeah. I'm technically in his rage. So I can't leave it anyways.
Without a potential attack, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's gonna like try to gently bonus action pick something up, hold Archon's head, and just try to cradle it gently. And I'm gonna do Aura Vitality. So
Okay, are you moving closer to Archon's head to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be within his range anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just don't want to get out of it. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Gently holding Archon's head, crying, and just Aura Vitality so I can heal Taro. And Aiden's just like, I'm sorry, I couldn't, I wasn't faster. Please just don't give up. Eldath is still looking out for you. It's not, we can still just, I know you're in there. And just he's gently holding Archon while he's talking to Soren.
Okay.
And then 2d6 for Tar.
I assume that's what it does. Have you got the spell up?
You sling 9 HP for Taro in there. I realized I could have targeted him.
It's all good, but you do have the spell cast is the question.
Yes, it is going.
Okay, because I didn't see the concentration on it, but I might have just missed it.
I marked it off. I didn't do the target thingy, so that's why I didn't pop up.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm just gonna put the cast button so that you don't have to remember that you're concentrating on it, and I'll give you the spell slot back. All right, because it is a third.
Yeah, so I have 2/3 used now.
Yeah, so I will try to trigger that for you. Oh, it doesn't have a... Oh, there's the effect. Never mind. There. Now you're concentrating on it.
Okay, and then just
Cool.
put the tally mark back?
I did it. You're covered.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially for anything that has a concentration effect, that's when the little effect button with its name and the C pops in. That way you don't have to worry about remembering it when you get hit or something. It'll just roll it automatically. Saves on the bookkeeping. But yeah, so you did 9 healing for Taro?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. He's doing a little bit better. Cool. So that was your actions. I'm not going to be so sadistic as to put a horse head in your inventory. We'll say you're holding it. That's fine.
No, if he's holding it out, he's not putting it in his
yeah.
inventory.
That'd be weird. Hey, look, Diana, new turn.
Okay, I don't listening to us. This Centaur nightmare thing was not in what I was supposed to be doing. Okay. Be real with me, guys. Are we trying to save this? Are we trying to save Soren?
Oh, well, I would like to not kill him.
Okay.
I want to at least talk to him. Well, try to.
If he's too angry, if we can just knock him out at the most and just try to talk through it after. I really would like to just get through to him.
All right. She's gonna look at Soren and be like, Soren, what do you want? Do you want to be put out of your misery, or do you want to try and I don't even know how else we can help you, so I'm giving you the choice. What would you like? And she's just going to take a step backwards. She's like, I don't want to fuck with this. And then she's like, I'm going to only do this because I'm just wanting to stay safe. I hope you'll understand.
Understand.
And she is going to... Don't want to do that. No, she can go ahead and do that. She's gonna go ahead and use the wall of water.
Okay. And where will she be putting that? I can't hear if you're talking. I think it might be
yeah, no,
gating you out.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Got it. No rush. Just wanted to make sure.
Trying to think of the best way to. I know we have access. There we go. It's like shit. Where's the drawing thing? Can she? Because she can either do a ring or she can do a wall. Could she possibly do a ring around? Yeah. Is that possible?
Lock me in there, baby.
Wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 1 foot thick, or you can make a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Okay. So I'm going to delete this really quick. It could have just made a circle.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. Okay. That being said, I don't remember how to use pointers. No, I don't want to delete that. What? There it is. Okay, there we go. Like that?
Yeah, you could make one that's smaller than 20 foot diameter, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Stop the fire from going higher.
Yeah, that's what that. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna be like, all right, Aiden, this is going to be the best chance for you to talk it out with Spicy Horseman. Good luck. But the instant he tries to kill you, I'm going in. Just FYI.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in France. Okay, so this is how you say, No, we have not been nasty in halfling.
That is a remarkable number of words for such a simple concept. Is this a big part of your culture?
No. No. Maybe. But it's a very important part of what we're going to have to deal with when we get there.
Fair enough. Okay, so now we are on initiative 20, which means workshop stuff happens. Things are going on around you. So, yeah, you've got your wall of water that's pretty much going floor to ceiling in this space. So that's cool. And so the little fire from before is making its way up the ladder, but it's not going through the water, obviously. Additional little fires are spreading on the inside. So let's just drag some happy little fire. Yeah, you got a little happy fire here. Brighten up your day.
Oh dear.
Stop, Ross. Happy little fire.
That's a lot of happy fire. Oh my god, that's a lot of fire.
There's a lot of fire. I'm gonna need you to chill with that.
It's a good thing I put up that wall of water.
I'm really like some nice containment right there.
Now, as you can see, the happy little fire brightens our day. But if you're not careful, you could get a little burn. So, admire it from a safe distance. Don't try this at home. And whatever you do, don't rip half a body off and put it on another body. It just makes things worse.
Johnny, I don't understand. Why are we talking about this?
Hooray. Now it is Derek's turn. Derek is looking at all of this and like kind of dumbfounded. I don't know what to do. This is a bit weird. You okay in there, buddy? Do you need an extraction?
I'm good. I think.
I don't think you're good.
No, there's fire.
Fair enough. Okay. He's looking like, Anna, should I be grabbing books or something?
Yeah, yes. Grab books. Just
Okay.
in case the fire spreads.
We can get those three down there.
If you can get to the ones that are on those tables down there, and she's going to point.
Yeah, he's gonna parkour his way over this stuff and get down here.
Cool.
And he's like, Annis, I don't have giant pockets, but I will do what I can.
You can come over here and put them in my bag. There should still be space.
Hold it open and I'll start tossing them in.
Okay.
All right, he is grabbing books and stuff, and he's getting ready to toss them in. On your turn, when the bag is open, he will use a ready to action to toss them in. Hey, look, it's your turn, because you're on the same initiative. Crazy.
Okay, cool. So do we want to resolve the book thing?
If you're opening it, yeah, he'll do a toss.
Yeah.
I believe in Derek and his amazing book tossing capabilities. Well, I probably shouldn't believe in Derek and his amazing book tossing capabilities, because without Penelope, you all roll ones.
If there's a roll on my part to like move the bag to intercept it or something, but
this will be a fun use of, let's call it a dexterity saving throw.
Dear, okay.
See if you can compensate for his very wide toss.
Dex save. There we go.
You also rolled a 1. Okay, so this book goes wide.
goes one way, you go the other. Go, got this.
It goes through the air wide, and it just swoops right into that wall of water. Okay.
Waterlogged or not, you know.
That's fine.
Does it go through the wall of water and into the fire?
It goes through the wall of water, but not into the fire. But we're just gonna add a little book over here.
Kick back a book at him, you know.
It's in here
That-
now.
Is the opposite of what I wanted to happen.
Look, I had no idea. Okay, we'll do better next time.
Cool. So Ennis is going to bonus action put the books that she has in her bag.
Sure. I will keep I'll start a book rescue counter for Anna's.
Can I move through the wall of water?
Yeah.
It's difficult terrain, but yeah.
Terrain, but
Oh. Don't I have a thing that just makes difficult terrain not a thing?
I don't know if it counts for magical or not.
Gotcha.
But first, all right, so rescued books from Shelara Lab. Current count is 1.
I spent a while earlier just shoving as many books into the bag as possible. So is that something I would need to like roll for, or?
Yeah, roll 3d6.
That roll.
Respectable.
Fucking grabbed a shit ton.
All right.
I had
So
a
yeah,
good while there while you guys were checking out the pile.
Yeah.
I was shoving books into my bag. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's set the count to 12. 12 books rescued. Hooray. And I'm just going to list them in the bag of receiving. So that's where they are safely stowed away.
Should still be able to get through it even though it's difficult terrain, because all that does is slow down your movement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just halves it. You will, however,
have
be
her-
wet.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have her move to right there.
Okay. I think you'll actually have to do the dragging for you, though.
Oh, I'm in Hemlock. How do I get rid of that? Okay.
Splash! You're inside.
Well, I didn't want to get that close to him.
Fair enough.
Soren, if you are capable of speech, please respond. We don't want to hurt you. We are just here to help you, but you've got to calm down, please. You know me. You've seen me. Please calm down. We can help you, but you've got to calm down. And is that enough for a persuasion roll?
You may roll persuasion.
Okay. I wouldn't have been able to guide myself though, because
You were all concentrating on stuff, I think.
pretty sure I used that earlier, so it's not showing a d4 when I'm rolling, so this is just a straight roll, because I don't have a bonus. Oh wait, there is a d4.
You got a bond.
Ooh, that's not good though. Man, why can't I roll high?
Okay.
Can I pick the book out of like the nudge
You
it
can
with my
scoop up
foot?
the wet book if you so desire.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up the now soggy book.
Okay.
That's gonna be where I end my turn.
All right, I'm going to remove the soggy book token. All right.
Sword is really done is just fight the elemental.
So far.
Okay. Oh,
However,
my turn.
now he has it's Tara's turn. So the elemental gets to fight back.
All right. Can I have him move to like be between me and Soren, and maybe stomp out this fire on the way?
You can. Although, if it's okay with everyone, I'm going to move you to the actual grid because it's starting to matter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to move. Yep, Annis can be right there. I'm going to move Aiden to the space that has the horse head.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna. I want it to still be there, but the understanding is you're in the space above that, just so that you can see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Diana's up there. Cool. And Hemlock does whatever Hemlock wants, so I'm not too worried about Hemlock.
Yeah.
So, cool. But yeah, so you want it to move between you and Soren?
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a space there.
Okay. Annis could have been in this space, maybe? Just inside the wall of water, but not all up
You
on...
can, but that would mean your speech that you were giving is like... because,
Not inside
like, the
wall of
water is... like, you could stand on that part and the wall of water is, like, blasting your back. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right, in that case, yeah, he can move down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him... yeah, I'm gonna have him attack him.
Okay.
It's only fair he attacked first.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. It's been so long. Yeah. So he moves down there. His attacks are slam attacks.
Grapple.
I mean, if he pops it off, he's stuck in place.
I'm gonna have him try and grapple instead of attack.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna keep healing him.
All right. So in that case, he's gonna try to grapple. Well, that's a good number. Let's see how Mr. Nightmare Centaur does.
Roll low, please. Please. You roll a 1. See how it feels.
Honestly.
He rolled like a 19, didn't he?
Close.
Ugh.
I have to compare them, though.
Hey. Oh, you did have him smother out one fire, though, already, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought he was going to try and smother out the fire that's sort of right there.
In the Soren space? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I just haven't removed it yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just checking to make sure. Do. All right. Okay, so it does successfully grapple him because your elemental rolled an 18 and the centaur did not beat a 22.
Oof.
So they both gain the grappled condition.
Good job, Taro.
Woo!
Okay. Been a while since I've had to add that to anybody. Oh, is it not actually programmed in already? Weird. All right, well, I'm just going to tell you what it does. So while grappled, the speed of both of them is 0. So their speed becomes 0, and they can't benefit from any bonus to their speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or the grappling effect, such as when a creature is hurled away by the Thunder Wave spell. That's very specific. But yeah, so both of them have a speed of 0 right now, meaning they effectively cannot move. So he is grappled. All right, I am assuming he's done with his turn then?
Yeah, that's it for Taro. As long as he started stomping out that fire. Or
yeah, so
can be putting it out.
Yeah, I'm going to remove that fire. Cool. So now the Nightmare Centaur is going to use a legendary action. Oh, no. The Nightmare Centaur is going to scream horribly. And as it screams, or as he screams, flames come out of his mouth directly into Taro, and by extension Annis, and the water wall around them.
Oh, good.
So we've got to make his targets. Technically, it should reach Diana, but I'm making it the water wall should stop that, even though I don't think it mechanically does that. That would be dumb. So let's see here. All right, saves for both of you. All right, so Anna succeeded. Taro did not.
Ducks down behind Taro.
Yep, and the fire. Okay, so heavy flames come out of its mouth, enveloping Taro. His stone body seems to be holding up under it, but it is rough. And the flames licking around the body of Taro make their way to Annis, but Annis successfully holds her concentration as she can feel, oddly enough, while the back of you is covered in water, the front of you feels incredibly hot. You can feel your skin almost blister under the heat.
I hate this.
Not pleasant. On the plus side, Warcaster. Good use of Warcaster.
Yeah.
You dropped rolling a 3, so is important. Okay, so that was his legendary action. And now it's Hemlock's turn.
I don't know what Hemlock can do at this point.
Grab some books.
He's too small for that, I think.
His carry capacity is very low.
Aw.
Yeah, I think he can't really do much. I'm gonna have to end his turn. What roll?
Determining whether or not he recharges his Fiery Breath legendary action.
Good.
You know, good times. Just in case you were worried, no, he can't do that every turn. All right. It is his turn again. So, he is currently grappled. Doesn't stop him from attacking, though, so he's just going to try to lay into Taro because he doesn't like being held down. So he swings away with that sword.
Taro only has 10 HP left.
And he hits. And he smacks. And he hits, I hope. Yeah, there he goes. It's like, it did that weird die getting stuck for a while thing. And slashes. And looms up to the best of his ability, because it's actually very hard to grapple a centaur. As Aiden would probably tell you after therapy. Oh, but he can't get his hooves off the ground. The elemental is too heavy, so he does not get to stompy stomp him. Taro is still up. Barely. With 5 HP, but he is still up. And, huh?
I'm gonna heal Taro on my turn.
That's fair, because it is your turn.
Because the aura is just going now, so let me get the 2d6 on Taro.
Yeah. Does it take any kind of action or bonus action, or does it just happen?
It's just an aura now until it gets taken away. It's for like 10 or a minute, 10 minutes. Hold on. 30-foot radius. It moves with you. It's a bonus action to give on the 2d6.
Okay.
Up to a minute, yeah. So let me just.
Okay.
Taro fucking.
So shiny.
Oh, shit, 10 HP for Taro.
Yep, and it looks like you did it. So that was your bonus. Would you like to do anything with your main action?
I would like to please persuade this fucking horseman.
Okay.
Is desperately gonna call out to him. He's just like, he's like holding the head, and he's holding now with his other hand the emblem of Eldath, and he just brings it out. He's like, we have to get our center. We need you. I need Archon, I need you. Please come back to us. And he's gonna... Oh, fuck my life. It was almost an 18.
Yeah, that's how it do.
Yeah. And that's it. He's not moving. He's just, yeah.
Okay. So since there's fire in your space, you take 2 whole fire damage.
He takes it.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
He's proving a point. He's not gonna move from that fire.
Yeah. Okay. All right, it is Diana's turn.
Okay.
Man, I might be able to talk to him better than we fucking can. Jesus.
She's been trying.
She's like, I don't know you.
Like, damn.
Going to take a step closer. Anis, would you like me to help you continue rescuing bugs? Or do you want me to get you out of this?
He's not listening to us. I don't know what to do. I think we might need to just knock him out and restrain him somehow to see if we can try to get through to him in a less stressful situation.
Alright. Okay. She's going to step through the wall of water.
Okay.
And she's going to draw her sword. And use that effect.
All right.
Which extinguishes all non-magical flames.
Sure does.
Within a 30-foot radius.
Yep. So as Diana pulls her sword out of its sheath, you can hear a sound in the background, and it sounds almost like the waves at the beach. Just like you can hear water moving, and all of the flames within 30 feet of her are suddenly quenched, with the exception of the Nightmare Horse Man, because he's made of them. But yeah, the flames all along the ladder, all in, like, even the heap under him is now extinguished.
And she's going to pick up her sword and point it directly at him. Be like, need you to calm the fuck down. Or this blade is going through your throat. You are not hurting anyone else in this room. You are not hurting anyone else at all. And I know these two know you. I don't know you. And as far as I know, you're hurting people that I'm supposed to be helping take care of. So you're going to stop, and you're going to stop now.
Okay, you can roll intimidation with that.
Yeah.
That's a good roll.
Yes, scary lady.
Scary lady.
You can roll above a 10.
I know. Like, one of us compassionate characters, please move out like one. No. Stern Diana is like, it's a teacher in a room, like, you're gonna fucking stop. Like,
admittedly, she's also a charisma character.
oh, that's totally true.
Oh yeah, I don't have any bonus to persuasion.
Surprisingly, it's a proficiency skill for me. It's just only a 3 with the refugee.
All right.
Could have convinced him to listen to me with a medicine check.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna knock you out. Medicine check. Chloroform.
You had an item that did that once. You used to have tranquilizers.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we used them.
Look, they were effective. They did their job.
They did. They got big.
Tranquilizers are good items. They're the only way to knock out an elf if you're not a dragon. All right. So that's a Diana turn.
How
Penelope,
did that turn
how you
go?
doing?
Did
I mean, he hasn't had an action yet to react, so you don't know yet.
Meanwhile, in France.
Meanwhile in France, so they've moved on from shopping at one store to shopping at a clothing store, and Penelope is helping Johnny pick out an outfit. And she holds up a couple of different options. One that's a little more girly and like has all these like flounces and frills and ruffles and shit.
Ooh.
And then she holds up another option, which is like a nice, like really sleek, almost like a power suit situation. And she's gonna be like, "All right, do either of these speak to you?"
I've not really worn anything like either of those, so I don't know yet. I feel like that one's probably easier to run in. Are we planning on running?
Running where?
I don't know. Just I'm used to having to run.
This isn't going to be a running outfit. This is a just looking nice outfit.
All right, that's a thing some people do. I mean, I'll try whatever. I'm open-minded.
Okay, cool. And she's going to hand Johnny those two outfits plus 3 more plus 1 that might be a little scandalous, but I'm not going to describe it. She's like, "All right, go in, try those all out, and I would like to see them."
Okay. She awkwardly takes the many things you've given her to a changing room. Hurrah.
And she's going to stand guard outside the dressing room. Okay.
We're moving in such great speed because they're doing all of that in 6 seconds. Because dramatic timing is fun. All right. Workshop turn. So, your water has contained the flames for the moment. You've extinguished the ones that are immediately around him. So that's good. Because there's not currently any flames, nothing happens this time. Hooray.
Yeah.
Derek is running over and just grabbing books now. He's not throwing them.
Not trying to eat them.
No, he's grabbed the ones from the bottom and he's run over here and he's getting ready to grab those next. So he's just on book grabbing duty. Although, as he's doing all of this, he yells, "I'm sure it sounds like I'm underwater to you, but that looked like it hurt, so if I need to come over there, just gargle at me or something."
Yeah, it did hurt, actually. But it's just like,
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, he's just grabbing stuff because that was his last direction, and you seem to have what's left of an elemental between you and him, so that's the Derek turn. And now the Anna's turn.
Should have been looking at my actions. I'm sorry, I was just so taken by the narrative.
We all are.
Well, damn. The problem is most of the stuff I can do is turn into things or concentration. I'm going to... I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to cast Speak with Animal. And once again, just try and talk to Sorkon.
Is Speak with Animal concentration?
Oh, let me check. Might be.
I don't actually know.
Divination ritual.
Oh. No, it doesn't have the concentration tag.
Somatic components, 10-minute duration. I can communicate with beasts.
You know he's not a beast, so.
Yeah, but I don't have any other ideas of what to do.
Sure.
Gonna cast speak with animals, burn the spell slot, even though I don't need to.
Okay.
What?
Weren't you gonna do a memory?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm literally about to.
Okay.
I want to get with the hit with that fire breath again. I'm gonna kind of come over here. I'm still in a space. Yeah. Okay. Basically, I'm gonna be like, Thorin, if you can hear me at all, please just calm down. I know we didn't interact much in Sherwood, but I really looked up to you. You always tried to make it known that animals and things that can't speak for themselves need to be taken care of and spoken for. And when I learned how to cast this spell, I thought that you would be proud of me for it. Please calm down.
You can try a new persuasion roll.
Hold on, I'm gonna go cry.
That rolled out of the thing. Okay.
Oh no.
16.
Okay. Noted. And what would Taro like to do?
I mean, keep grappling.
That's fair.
Maybe try and push him back. If he pushes him back, he'll push him into that ladder, right?
Probably.
Like, maybe try and push him back or pull him forward just so he's not standing in the pile of rags that can reignite.
So he wants to try to drag him?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move him up onto his proper square. Just so that this makes sense per everything else. If he tries to pull him forward, he's going to be pulling him into Diana.
Is there any direction he could push or pull him that would get him away from the pile of rags?
You've kind of boxed him in right now. Like, if he tries to pull him onto one of you, like, he can. It will get him away from that, but one of you might get shoved and burnt.
But if we push him into the ladder, it'll catch that on fire. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep grappling him.
Okay.
I didn't have healing word, right? So, but I can't cast that as a bonus. Or could Anis have cast healing word as a bonus action?
Not if she cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's just gonna keep on grappling him. There's not much else he can do. He couldn't.
I mean,
tunnel.
He can hit him. Like, you can still slam things that you're grappling if you want to.
We haven't done any damage to him so far.
You just did a really emotional speech.
Yeah, he would
just hit him right after that.
We would just keep him. He would just keep him held in place and prepare to take more hits.
Okay. So he's now going to use his legendary action for the turn to try to break the grapple.
Roll a 1. In honor of Penelope, roll a 1, so you can't re-roll it. I actually cried a little.
Okay, so he rolled big. Let's see how Taro rolls.
Roll high, roll high, roll high. You can do it, sweet potato man. I believe in you.
Sweet potato man.
Okay,
No,
so
like,
he beat Taro by 3, but they both rolled respectable numbers. So he has now broken the grapple. Grapple over. I'm just going to skip Hemlock until you tell me that Hemlock's doing something. Is that fair?
I don't think Hemlock can do much, honestly.
Okay.
He's already got protection from good and evil on me.
Mm-hmm.
If he thunderclaps, he hits everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. The fiery breath does not recharge. Hooray. Always good. All right, so he is no longer grappled. So he's going to... Oh, this is crazy. Yeah. Let's see. First things first. He's gonna attack the golem what kept grappling him. So let's do that. Swing, swing, swing. And a miss. And a hoof squish. Ooh. Critical hooves.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, that's a crit. Yeah, he critical hooves and smashes Taro to bits, unfortunately. Taro's completely crushed under that. Now I want
The mashed potato.
Aiden, roll a d8. Okay. So you're rolling to see which way the horse half of him charges blindly right now. Because he's not all there.
Oh.
So the 8 means that he charges this way. Smashes up the ladder, leaving little bits of fire behind him on the base of the ladder. And he's now 10 feet up, but he does run into the wall of water, which prevents it from leaving up there. But he is now 10 feet up this ladder because, unlike Aiden, he is part nightmare, which means he can fly. He's now off the ground and Winnie screaming his way up. If anyone would like to use an attack of opportunity, you can, because he just left all of your spaces. Just letting you know you have the option.
Yeah. What do I want to attack with? I guess. You've still got my staff.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm doing an unarmed strike.
Or the flower stuff. Or
Yeah, that's all I have as far as weapons. Oh, now I roll high.
So you are not proficient with unarmed strike, so you just deal your strength modifier and damage. So... And Diana needs Penelope to visit. Cool.
What do
Nice.
I drag? Oh.
Why do I feel like I need a halfling's help right now?
As you do. Yep, so you did 2 bludgeoning to it. Alright, it has now gone up the steps. It is 10 feet off of the ground. Let me modify that accordingly. There you go. And it is shimmied up that way. And he has used his turn. So, Aiden.
I'm going to heal Annis for 2d6.
Okie doke.
To get 3.
Na-na-na-na,
He's gonna
na-na-na.
try again.
No, go ahead.
He's gonna try again because he's seeing like he's like starting to just like he's struggling. Like it's like to Aiden it seems. Well, actually, could I insight and then like actually persuade? Like I want to see if he's actually struggling with the anguish right now. Like if he's trying to pull through.
You can roll insight to try to get a read on what he's going through.
Ignore the 2 there, 'cause I want to use it for my persuasion. Like I can't not stop it. Like I
Yeah, so you're not using the bonus from that. That's understandable.
No, I want to use it for persuasion. So it's 17
Right.
to insight.
17 insight. So, what you can see from his reaction to that was that he was lashing out at the golem that was restricting him. Like, he doesn't want to be contained.
Okay.
And then once the golem was gone and nothing was holding him down, he tried to flee, but he seems overwhelmed. Like, he doesn't know which way to go, so he's just running blindly, and that happened to take him up the stairs.
Okay. Aiden's gonna move, and again, he still has like Archon with his hand. I don't care if the flame is there. He's gonna go there.
Okay.
He's gonna hold out his hand, and he's like, "You're overwhelmed. I know. We won't hold you. It's okay. I get you're stressed. It must have triggered something. It's been rough. I know. Just calm down, okay?" And he's holding his hand out to him, like, to just gently wait for him.
Okay. Okie dokie. And you take 6 fire damage. Boink. All right.
I smother out the fire with my fat ass body.
You unfortunately are not made of stone, so it doesn't smother out just from you stepping on it. All right, Diana, you're up.
Oh boy.
There's a flaming centaur-ish creature 10 feet off the ground and up this ladder.
Yep. She's gonna cast fly.
Okay.
On herself.
That is concentration.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder.
So is the wall of water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is the wall of water concentration too?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh shit, it is. Never mind. Okay, cool. Instead of that, she's going to... Alright, Aiden. I'm not going to attack him this time, but if he attacks us again, I'm not holding back.
Just give me this one chance. He's scared. He's pulling back. If he attacks after, I understand if you need to knock him out. Just, he's scared.
She's gonna nod and be like, alright, well, I'm going to at least take out his... Huh?
Oh, sorry, you keep going.
She's like, would it help for me to knock this ladder down?
Is he flying on it, or is he like actually?
No, he's climbing on it.
He's sort of... So, you know from your own experience that you can't really climb a ladder as a horse. He seemed to have picked that direction and charged up it, but he's more floating than actually on it.
Oh. Then yeah, she's just gonna hold her action, and if Soren tries to pull shit, she's gonna attack.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, because I think that's the only thing I can do.
Waste the action, yeah.
Okay.
Penelope
is waiting patiently because Johnny needs time to change.
Like, do you need help in there?
No, it's only been 6 seconds.
Okay, but I've been patient.
I can tell, but that's okay. I still respect you. Yeah. All right. The flames do flame stuff.
How do we say don't be nasty and halfling again?
Oh, you see, censored. Look. That wasn't Penelope saying. That wasn't Penelope saying that. Penelope doesn't have a nasty bone in her body.
Okay, so you got some
These
flames up in here.
fires, would they be the size of a small campfire or smaller?
That's smart.
They would. They would.
Okay.
Fucking MVP.
Correct. You are correct. Because essentially everywhere that those hooves go, ignite the ground under. It's not like a concentrated super flame yet. Now, eventually, left alone, they will start to converge and become something bigger. But right now, it's a bunch of small fires. All right. Derek, who is just picking up stuff now, grabs the book from this thing right here, and he runs back over here and just starts to grab, reach for every small thing on the table, regardless of what it is. And he now has like the memes of people when they're Christmas shopping and they have like a bundle of stuff in their arms. He's kind of at that state right now. He doesn't have anything to put them in, but he's slowly building a mountain of stuff.
Get him like
Hooray.
a fanny pack or something, at least.
Be careful with those books, Derek. They're from the Library of Alexandria.
They're from the Library of Alexandria?
Some of them probably, yeah.
I can't hear you through the water. I just have to assume you're telling me not to eat them.
Allison's like, what? And Derek's like, oh, what?
Your boyfriend is wanting to eat books, apparently. Is he a goat?
No.
Are you dating a goat?
No. He probably can't hear through the water. He's kind of dumb, but not that dumb.
Anna's turn.
We gotta talk about your standards.
Annis is going to use Druidcraft to put out one of the flames for sure.
Which
and it's
one?
a cantrip, so... Step over the remains of Tara.
Yeah.
I don't really have a bonus action or anything else I can do.
Which fire did you put out?
Directly in front of me, why not?
The one right in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
I'm giggling.
There's not much else. There's really not much else she can do until we agree to start trying to knock him out seriously. Yeah. She's just gonna step up beside Aiden.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's like flame in front, flames under Aiden, continually roasting. That's why I'm laughing.
Can I under him?
I was like, I'm gonna take it, yeah, because he was just like, you don't.
You want to get the one that's under Aiden?
Yeah, I didn't realize there was one under Aiden. That'd be the one I would put out. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to.
There you go.
Can I? I'll pull out a greater healing potion and just have it on hand in case I need it.
I mean,
okay.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. So, Taro is very unconscious.
What? Riley is he's saving from his dying. Can we resuscitate him? Can we
No.
actually stabilize?
No.
He is no longer here.
He's rocks now.
I miss him already.
You miss him there? Now you miss him more.
Why did he bleed?
I don't know. I should probably give him a different color for elementals. But for right now, that's what color apparently they leave behind. On the plus side, your concentration's free again.
Yeah, it sure is. One day I'll be able to use it.
Look, the Druidcraft was really smart because I forgot I could put out the small campfires.
Yeah.
That is handy AF because I have it too.
Okay, I didn't roll a d8.
Don't you fucking put him over the edge or I will scream.
He can fly!
I'm more concerned with if he runs into one of us, which he might.
Alright, 2 means he runs northeast at full speed. So he's clashing through the water temporarily doused, which means that when he crashes into this, it's not immediately on fire. He does go by Diana if Diana wants to do something about that.
Yes. Yes, she does.
Okay.
Fuck. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna. I gotta.
All right, you hit him.
As fuck.
Yeah, it hurts. That's a lot of damage. Did you max damage that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Fire.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, as he like
French?
panic runs across the sky above Diana, and as soon as he touches the water, she swings her blade up, and as the blade goes through the wall of water, you see everywhere that the blade touches instantly freezes over, and she manages to successfully stab him in his underbelly as he goes over. And everywhere it's stabbed, blood doesn't come out, but rather ice crystals just seem to embed themselves in him. And he releases a whinnied scream as he passes through the water.
He's just like, I told you to calm the fuck down.
Except all he hears is
Yeah. All right, but he is out. However, because he ran through the wall of water, he does not immediately ignite the shelf covered in stuff. So, hooray. All right, and now it gets to be his turn.
Yeah, Hemlock's not doing anything. He might fly over here and perch on this now empty thing.
Okay. Okay, so he's now out here. He has been stibbity stabbed and is 10 feet floating off the ground. Derek looks up and sees him up there and goes, oh shit. But anyway, so now the centaur having busted out, the nightmare centaur, is going to try to charge off again. Only says it's not the legendary action. He has a say in which direction he goes in. So he's making a run, and he has quite the fly speed. So he's charging across and thankfully above Derek, who is not taking an attack of opportunity on him because he's holding all these books and stuff. Goes by Hemlock but does not mess with Hemlock, and is now over here. He seems to have landed next to that of whatever the hell that is. And as he lands, the flames in him are back. And they're starting to affect the little bridge that he's on. But he is not attacking anyone at this time. He's simply fled over here. And now it's Aiden's turn.
I mean, he saw Diana smack him, and he didn't attack yet. He's just like... He's really conflicted. He's outside the bubble now. It's just going to be knocking him out. Alright, just knock out.
Nothing we're saying is getting through to him.
He's no attack.
Right.
Diana's just putting her hands up in the air like, look, I was doing what I could to try and slow him down. Alright?
Ennis. Knock out now?
We have to. He's dangerous. If he gets out, he's catching other parts of the lab on fire without meaning to.
We talk after knockout.
We'll have to knock him out first.
He is gonna, because he's got mobile, it's not gonna count as difficult terrain.
Yeah.
I think, huh? I don't know. Why is my like pointer not working? Where I drag it and show how much feet?
I don't know.
You right click and click on pointers. Draw an arrow. You are.
Go here.
You're 70 feet away from him.
Yeah. I'm gonna go my 50.
Okay. Are you dashing?
He's got normal 50 movement.
Okay.
So torn. So fucking torn. I might. Can you roll me the die? Like, highs, he'll knock him out. Look, doesn't.
That's a 57.
That's above. He's gonna look at Sorokon and be like, I don't want to do this. Please, can we talk? And he's just like, you not know fire burn, make worse. Just must rest now. We talk, but you must stop. And he's gonna have to cast guiding bolts on them. They make a ranged spell attack. Guiding bolt. And
Oof.
oh fuck.
All right.
So telling a different story than what we want to tell.
I know it's a ranged spell attack. Like it's weird. Like it doesn't like multiply, does it?
It still crits.
Oh fuck! What?
Look at all that glowy.
Oh, fuck my life!
Ugh, that hurts.
And he's got advantage to be hit against now. Like Ida's just like sobbing. He still has fucking Archon in his arm, and he's just like, I don't want to do this.
So, yeah, as you're there holding Archon in your arms, you release that light, and it strikes into Soren, and it seems to burn especially hard. You can see, like, the horrifying thing for you is that when you've cast Guiding Bolt in the past, you hit something, it glows, right?
Yeah, oh no.
When you hit him, only the upper half is glowing. Not the whole body.
Because the nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
He's sobbing uncontrollably. Like he hates doing this.
All right.
Oh, this isn't good.
So that was your move and your action.
Oh, fuck. Can I say before he left out there, my bonus action would have been to heal Annis again.
You can do that.
Okay. Cool. I forgot. 6 more HP.
Your dice are so magical. Okay. So Anna's got a little bit of heal on. And it's Diana's turn.
One sec. Just gonna check something really quick. Okay. Cool. She is. I'm gonna drag her really quick so I can check a distance.
Okay.
So I'll cancel it out in a sec.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right, she's gonna use Misty Step, and she'll go. She'll appear. Sorry, I tried to put her right there beside
Yeah.
Derek.
Poof. And
Like,
it's much
hello.
darker where you are now.
Yeah.
All you have to keep you lit is the fire.
Annis did not hear you because Annis has stepped away for a moment.
Fair.
Before I. Yeah, before she poofs out of the way, she's gonna be like, "I'm so sorry, Annis. I need to take this light with me," and she just like does her Misty Step.
Okay.
Actually, before she does that, do you need this?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, and then she Misty Steps. Poof. And then gonna run past Aiden up to Soren.
Okay.
And as she's running past Aiden, she's just gonna like look at him and say, "I'm sorry," and then she's just gonna run up.
Do I? If she's running past me, it says "I'm sorry." Do I get a reaction like she's going out of my square?
If you are looking to use a reaction thing, yeah.
I'm assuming that "I'm sorry" was I'm going to kill him.
You don't know.
Why would she say "I'm sorry" otherwise?
You don't know.
Are you going to be attacking her when she runs by?
I don't know if a grapple would count as a. I'm gonna let her do it. Fuck it. I'll see what happens.
Okay.
If she, going to have.
She is going to use Lady Scorn
Okay.
on Soren, Archon, whatever. Sorcon.
Look, you're the ones who are renaming him.
Look, I don't know.
All right. So he be cursed, yo.
He be cursed.
All right.
Does that count as an action?
Let me see.
Misty Step
It's
is
a
on.
bonus action to hit him with that, and you used a bonus to teleport here.
Oh.
Okay, well, then I will reserve that. Uncurse him, I guess.
Okay.
But she is going to attack him. And before she swings her sword, she's gonna apologize to him as well. She's like, "I'm so sorry," and well, apparently she missed.
She's very sorry. Then.
You have advantage for this attack from what
yeah.
Aiden did.
The guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Oh, yeah. And I since because she also gets her second attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to specify that she's aiming for that join where the torso ends and where the nightmare body begins.
Okay. Okay, so that one,
still
you're
get
trying to aim for it. No, you only get advantage for the first one.
Okay.
All right, so that one misses, but you're definitely doing a number on him.
Yeah, and that first hit was where I described earlier.
Yeah.
So, that's gonna be it for her. Meanwhile, in France, Penelope is texting while she's waiting for Johnny to come out of the dressing room.
Who is she texting?
Be like, she's gonna text. Hold on, let me pull up my list of the people in her cell phone.
Oh, jeez.
She's gonna text. She's gonna send a quick text to Jolene and be like, "How's it going?"
Okay. Like
With a smiley
horrible
face.
graphic trauma here cuts over to Penelope with like ice cream and texting. You know what? You're there. Yeah, Diana, roll a d4.
4? Okay, hold up.
Oh, it's initiative 20.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
Okay, effect number 2. So the flames that are under him feed back into that giant vat behind him. And as a result, a giant cloud of smoke begins to bubble out of it. And
shit.
we're now going to add a whole lot of smoke to the map. Do. Where is my token for smoke?
Any water magic.
Oh, it's because you're inside of a book. There we go. Stop trying to look in the handbook. We're not in the handbook. All right, so what you got to deal with over here is a giant cloud of smoke around there. So what that means is that for right now, Diana, you are blinded because you can't see anything. Aiden, you
Great.
are right in front of this cloud of smoke, so all you see is a giant cloud of smoke with a glow in there somewhere that you assume is Archon.
Cool.
For the curious, that was the best possible outcome on the chart of things that could have happened when that vat was lit on fire.
Hey. I'm thankful there's no explosions.
That is also on the chart.
I have the feeling.
Yeah. Also, the fire around Annis is climbing up in here, but it is hitting the edge of that water and is not going further. Hooray. It is, at least for now, confined to the inside of this. Okay. Derek turn. Derek sees a giant wall of smoke and all of these books and stuff and a crying Aiden. He's like, oh shit, okay. He takes all the stuff that he's holding and he sets it on the table. And then he turns toward Aiden and he says, I'm gonna try to knock him out. And he's gonna charge in.
That's a bro.
Because unlike the
Okay.
rest of you,
He
Derek
does,
can
I'll
fight in the
forgive him.
dark.
You specifically.
Do what?
And also you, Deanne, if he dies.
I mean, if he dies, that's on him. But
I
unlike
will-
everyone else, Derek can fight in the dark.
Yeah, that's
That is-
fair.
that is- yeah, he's at his second.
He doesn't need help to actually hit
Around
things.
Archon because Archon's on fire.
It's
He can
okay,
fight
but
in the smoke.
Derek doesn't get hurt, okay? When it becomes my... Well, Archon will go first, but still, when it becomes my turn, I can fix this.
And the wall of water is still up. You haven't dropped concentration on
She
it.
No,
has not
not
dropped
yet.
concentration yet. Alright, so fighty fight.
Fire fan, do appreciate that.
Oh, it's because the tokens are layered so much. Hold on. Let's see.
I don't like your
Derek's gonna
splash.
target.
That was sus.
Look.
Can't target
Look.
him like that.
She's doing the only thing she can. She's trying. She's trying.
I'm gonna knock him out by cutting this man from his horse and death.
It's like, I've had enough of this.
He has
All
no way
right.
to knock him out, okay?
And then Derek rolls a 1. Because he's Derek. Boy cannot get a break. Oh well. He tried. Sorry, buddy. Also, for those at home, Derek has 40 HP. Even though he's level 8. Because he rolls terribly on hit dice, too.
No.
On the plus side, Derek could survive falling out of an airplane.
No fall damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, you're right.
Monks are ridiculous.
I forgot.
They
about
can
that.
survive falling ridiculous distances.
I'm not gonna
Well, he tried. Hey, look, it's Anis's turn.
Sure is. I'm currently trying to figure out how far away I am from everything. Okay. All right. Giant eagle. Fuck it. Seeing Derek go in there, she's like, nope, giant eagle time. It's happening.
Getting all Return to the King up in here.
Okay, now I am an eagle.
You have a fly speed of 80 feet. Enjoy.
Yep.
Hot damn.
Yeah, yeah.
I see why you went giant eagle.
Fly in and start fucking attacking his ass.
Okay. Whoosh.
Specifically the ass.
How do I do that? I don't have actions.
So you...
I still have, like, regular actions.
Did it not give you new ones? Okay, one sec. That's weird. They're usually better about this.
I also don't have the... Just, like, I marked off the wild shapes, so all of the wild shapes disappeared from my list of things I can do now.
Let me pull up the giant eagle. Let's see what your attacks are.
I don't have insight, multi-attack, giant eagle language.
Caca.
Something. Oh, I can also speak Orin, apparently, and then I have passive perception of 14.
Which is nice.
I guess it is. It sounds like...
Alright, so you have flown in there. It's weird that it didn't give you those as abilities. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we know that you've used them all up, so I'm just going to give you one use back so you can see your menu again.
Okay, now I have them back. Alright. I'm going
there you go.
I'm gonna attack him.
Alright. So you've got your... Alright, so attack with disadvantage because you're blind.
Well, ignore that, I guess.
Just roll it again and we'll take the worst of the two. 15 is a good base.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't letting me drag it over.
It's because I put the token on top of it.
Okay, well...
Alright.
I do have disadvantage, so I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack, also
Yep.
with disadvantage.
Yep, because eagles cannot see in smoke. Alas, blinded.
Couldn't my flapping of my wings move the smoke?
Not quite, because it's being constantly produced by that thing now. It's not just like a cloud. It's going to continue to do that for a time.
I can continue to be a giant eagle for 4 hours.
I mean, that's
But
cool.
That's all I've got. I'm all up on him. I'm a giant eagle. That's my turn.
Fair. Aiden, roll me a d8.
An 8.
All right.
Come back.
8 means that he flies northwest blindly past the
Attack of
people.
opportunity?
They can't see him.
Damn.
All right, I really
We
wish
can
I could.
see his fire. Does that?
No, it doesn't let you attack him.
Oh well.
I'm trying to remember how to lower the tokens. Whatever. I'm gonna make it small for right now. I'll make it big when we need to, just so we can actually target and drag things. Anyway, he's out now. He swoops over this way. No one attacks anyone there, but he charges up like this and flies until he collides into this case of stuff, which is now on fire. Annis recognizes this from before because it has a bunch of chemicals on it.
Good.
That was his blind flying. And now it is Hemlock's turn.
Can we tell that he's basically left that smoke circle?
You felt his heat go by you. You know he's not there anymore.
Okay, cool.
So Hemlock has a very small amount of carrying capacity, but he could pick up a book.
Probably. I think he can pick up like 10 pounds or something. Let me check. Abilities.
If he can, he'd probably fly over to the stack of things that Derek left on the table and try and pick up a book and fly away with it.
He can try, yeah. I think Strength 6 can pick up a book. I'll allow it. He can write. I'm assuming he can actually lift a book. So yeah, he can start grabbing stuff from there as needed.
He'd pick up a book and maybe drag it over to the water, and drop it directly in the water.
I mean, he could do that.
Okay.
Take that, book. Splash.
Better to be soggy than burned up.
Isn't there fire inside the wall of water, though?
Yeah, but he's dropping it into the wall of water itself.
Okay.
Water blasting the book.
He's not in the wall of water, but he's
Yeah.
near it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now it is the centaur's turn. He is still failing to recharge his fire breath, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that he's out of there, swoop that back out to here. So we can see where all the smoke is. He sees Aiden.
Hey.
And gonna make a roll. Okay. So he's going to once again charge, but he's charging away from that cloud of smoke, or rather he's going around and beyond the cloud of smoke to the over here area. Aiden, give me an insight check. All right, so 17 or 19? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if you'd already used it because you did the perception roll last time.
Oh, then yeah, 17. Sorry.
Yeah, 17. Okay. So you see that he's looking around the room hastily, like a cornered animal, and he's flying around the smoke to break eye contact with everyone. So he's off over there somewhere. And as he does so, none of you can see what he's doing, but he's landing somewhere over there. And that is his turn. And it's Aiden's turn.
going there.
Are you charging through the smoke?
I'm trying to go around it, but I can't like angle it. I don't know how to like. Oh shit.
Oh, I think if you just drag up and then drag again, it should let you do that. There you go.
Right there.
Yep, you can do that.
And then I need that. I'm gonna heal myself really quick with my 2d6s, by the way. Meh.
Oh, for the Healy thing?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Shelby's snoozing.
My
How does
HP
it
back.
work?
Okay.
Is there somewhere?
Right, you have healed yourself.
Let's see if it's a.
Oh, there she is.
Is a domain
Okay.
feature a whole? It's a whole action, isn't it? Or is it
Do what?
a domain feature? Is it a
It
whole
should
action
say,
too?
not all of them, but it should say on the action.
It just says 6th level piece feature. You can use this, blah blah blah. Proficiency bonus. It doesn't say. Oh,
So-
okay. There it is. In action. Okay. He's gonna. Maybe I should say it. Let me. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on him again, and he's going to apologize and just express like he's just like he needs him knocked out, but he's
Okay.
not gonna let him die. So let me do that.
That's a hit. That hurts. Yeah, you strike him, and once again, only the upper half of him glows.
Yeah, that'd be my turn.
Okay. And that takes us back to the top, and it is Diana's turn.
Cool. Can I make a quick like a perception check or something to see if I can figure out like where or like what direction he went possibly would be in?
You can make a perception check on the fact that you felt heat leaving one way and going by the other. So sure.
Okay.
That's enough to know that he passed you the second time. So you know which direction he went in.
Okay, cool. She is going to cast Fly
Okay.
on herself.
Okay.
All right. Water wall goes down. I will delete that. You can fly. Did the game just forget to remove your other one? All right, I'll clean it up. It's supposed to do that automatically, but whatever. Probably because it isn't a spell for you.
Yeah.
But cool, you're flying.
Yeah, she's gonna fly up over the smoke.
Okay.
She's gonna see what, like, exactly where or basically point herself in the direction where she thinks he went, and just look and see where he went. And she's gonna fly that.
You can do that. Feel free to just drag yourself as you see fit on the map because you can fly over all of it. Up to your flying speed.
I can't because of the smoke.
Oh, right. Hold on. You know it's smoke.
I don't know why it's letting me move the
There you go. I'll move it back later. You can also see that there's fire in front of you, but that's not your biggest priority right now.
No.
All right. Do you have a fly speed of 60 or something? I don't remember how.
Yeah.
Cool. Then you can do that. Whoosh. Drag your smoke cloud back. Actually, it was a little bit over here because I think part of the bird was sticking out. All right, you're over here now. You see
That's
a glowing
actually-
upper body centaur.
Now I'm gonna do what I was doing earlier.
Okay.
That is a bonus action, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is sufficiently scorned.
And I can still attack him, right?
You used your action to cast fly, didn't you?
Yeah. Doesn't she get 2 attacks, or is it just...
It's only when you're taking the attack action. Or you do
Okay.
your weird trick with the Eldritch Blast.
Gotcha. In that case, instead of having her fly, like, directly there,
Uh-huh.
can I change it so that she flew to about here instead?
That is totally fair.
Ignore the second one where she's,
Yeah.
like, 20.
There you go.
Cool. And that's gonna be it for
Okay.
her. Or, actually, she'll be like... She'll just basically yell at him and be like, "Stop moving! You're just making this worse for yourself." And then I end the turn.
Okay. All right. Penelope enjoys gelato and texting.
She's just like, "Yep, texting. How you doing in there, Johnny?"
You would be amazed at how hard it is to get some of these things over my head.
"My offer to help still stands."
That might be a good idea.
She just pokes her head in the curtain. Okay.
You can see that through the power of having horns. She seems to be having trouble getting her head properly through some of them because she's trying really hard not to damage the outfit in the process.
She's like, okay, let me help you get. And she's like, "Oh shit, I'm too short. Bend down, I'll help you."
Okay. And then we cut away.
Woohoo.
All right. Let's see. You're the closest one. Diana, roll me a d4.
Ugh.
Okay. This could get interesting. So, the fire spreads into that chemical vat.
No.
And when it does, you can see a different gas comes out of this one. Or rather, you don't see it, you hear it. You hear something is poofing out, but it's not visible and obscuring. And now I'm going to need Diana to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. Fuck. Sorry, my mouse is being weird. Ooh. 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, Diana, you feel really tired. Like,
Oh no.
you know this is a lot, but you're just feeling heavy even as you're floating there. And you feel sluggish now. And yeah, this doesn't feel great.
No.
And do. Let's just go over here. You are tired.
Uh, This is not good. Oh. Ugh.
Yup. Also, fire spreads in places that are on fire. So the fire that's over here is going to spread a little bit. So yeah, the shelf with the ladder is actually engulfed in fire now. The flames that were on that shelf that he clashed into are now covering the whole shelf. The area that Derek is in, with all, and Annis, I guess, I'm not going to bother adding more. You get the idea. That's on fire now, but it's not spread out of the cloud yet. And the that tank behind Archon is now also ignited. And that's that. Derek feels the heat and decides that enough has happened here. He's gonna get out of this cloud. And clears his throat. Oh god. Looks around to try to get an idea of what's going on. Can see lots of fire. He can see a sluggish looking Diana floating there. Sees Iden crying manly tears. Oh boy. Iden, are we still trying to get him?
We're trying to knock out.
Just take his ass out.
Okay. All right, here we go. And so he's looking around for any shadow at all. And fortunately, he sees one, and it's silly, but he poofs to under this table. And then he crawls out under Diana. Sorry, trying to be nice. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, God. And he crawls his way over, and now he's going to attack the Nightmare Centaur with a stunning strike. Hopefully. And advantage, because he's still glowing, and no one's hit him yet.
Go.
Oh, that's a good 20.
Ooh. Oh, shit, Derek.
All right. Oh, boy. Punch. And he's going to try to stun him. And... where are you? Your character sheet is so big, Derek. Why do monks do so many things?
Obligatory, that's not all that's big.
I was
Hey-o.
literally sitting here thinking, like,
But Annis is a giant eagle, so...
so it's more like,
Caca, eyebrows up.
Eyebrows.
It says understood but cannot speak, so does that mean we actually know what she said? In the
oh no,
Eagle?
no, she understands giant eagle, but she cannot speak giant eagle.
Oh, I thought it was the. Never mind. I had it remembering.
So if another giant eagle came up to Annis and was like, hello,
There it is.
I'm also a giant eagle, she would
She could understand, but couldn't speak it back. She'd just squawk awkwardly.
My brain was going like reverse hemlock, where it's like you can kind of understand him. I like stuff. Yeah.
It's also not a giant eagle, bud.
He has successfully stunned the centaur. Or the nightmare centaur. Because he hit him just right.
First and stunned.
And then after he successfully did that, like, oh, I think I did something good. Oh god, I'm so tired. And Derek also gets a level of exhaustion. Because that stuff is still out there. But it goes into effect after his action.
I'm trying to only move my token.
Here.
She grabbed. Okay, cool. Yeah.
We all know it's there.
She's gonna fly over and start attacking him again.
All right.
It's just straight. I don't have disadvantage because there's no smoke.
You're no longer in the smoke. He's stunned, so you probably have advantage. I think the game should factor that in. So have
I took
at.
advantage anyway, just in case.
Whoosh.
Like, she'll pop out of the smoke, see him, fly on over to him, and bam. Oh, okay.
I mean, you hit him.
Doing the beak attack.
Oof, you knocked him out.
We did it. We did it.
Okay. She would... Oh, man, would she? She would revert back to Annis.
Alright, you're reverting back to Annis.
Yeah, would I still be able to take an action to, like, put out one of those flames, or no?
No, because you attacked.
Yeah, seeing that she knocked him out, she would probably... hang on, let me... Yeah, she'd revert back to
Okay.
regular Annis, seeing that he's down.
Annis, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
You're fine.
No exhaustion for me. I don't know what you chumps are on.
Fuck you. Nat 20 baby.
Ugh, what is this? It smells awful.
Don't bring it in.
It's Hemlock's turn. Your book is wet, but also there's a lot of fire over there.
But I don't think it will spread across the tile. It seems to only be spreading on certain things.
Yeah, it seems to be mostly spreading across the walls now.
Yeah, he would leave the book there and then fly over to the other books and prepare to get them out of the way if it looks like they're going to catch on fire or anything.
Okay.
But that's about all he's going to do.
He's unconscious, but he's recovered his
Now
fire
he's doing
breath.
death saves, that's the problem.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's got to do some death saves here. Why didn't it roll in automatically? How dare you? Wait, how much damage? By 3, so he's dying. So, where's your death save roll? Come on, buddy. Just making sure that I have you coded in correctly. Yeah, good. I'm glad he's immune to fire, or that would be really stupid. Do your death saves. Come on. Unconscious, prone, stunned. Is the stunned status preventing him from making his death save? That's dumb. They're like, he can't roll d20s. Like, okay, well, we'll roll it manually. Oh wait, what's the most dramatic thing we can do? I didn't roll me a d20.
Oh, why are you doing this to me?
Because you want to be traumatized. That's a pass.
The stress.
Okay, so that's one pass. That's good. And it's Aiden's turn.
Right here.
I could not hear any of that.
Sorry, I'm going right there. That's my movement. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
I'm like right, yeah.
All right, I'll pop
I
you
need
up
to be,
to a
like,
square.
Next, I need to be like next to him or like in.
Let me. I think I'm gonna put him in a square. Hold on.
Oh,
So
thank
this
you.
makes more sense. There you go.
Okay, so yeah, put me one more down right there.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just the way that Aiden was watching Diana slash right at that spot really sent a chill down his spine, and he wasn't okay with it. It didn't seem like a I'm gonna just like knock you out. So no one really knows this, but Aiden's going to pop his emboldening bond once more, except it's going on Soren, himself, and Derek, because he wouldn't let anything bad happen to Derek.
Okay, so you're
Because-
losing the old one?
Yeah, losing old one, doing a new one.
Okay. Let me turn off the old ones first so we don't
Oh
forget.
fuck! But a check is an action, isn't it? And not a bonus, or is a check a bonus action?
What are you checking?
Oh, well, actually, I can just do it. I just need to stabilize them, either medicine check or.
Oh, then that, like, if you're trying to stabilize him, then that is an action, I'm pretty sure. All right, let
He's gonna
me.
put the bond on first, just in case he's got this really anxious feeling in his heart, so he's gonna put the bond.
All right, let me apply new emboldening bonds to them.
Druidcraft isn't a bonus action, is it?
Your emboldening bond?
No, I'm talking about Druidcraft. It's not a bonus action, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's a cantrip, but it's an action.
Okay, so I can't put out the fire next to us.
All right, and you said Derek was the other one?
Yeah, Derek's the other one.
Oh, okay. Those are there. You have
Cool.
emboldened the two of them. I'm not bothering to reset items, but if you somehow run out the clock on it, we'll know it's not really out.
Okay. That is it for my turn. Wait, hold on. Is Derek hurt at all? I don't know.
None of us have really gotten that hurt.
Yeah,
is the thing.
I've gotten most of your stuff taken care of. I'm just gonna finish off the rest of your health.
Finisher.
0.
Okay. Aiden, give me a con save.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You passed.
Thanks.
You good? Don't worry about it.
Ooh.
All right, so Aiden's
Just
turn
looks at him,
is
it's like, oh yeah, I wonder what's yeah.
It smells terrible.
It does
Diana.
smell
You
bad.
groggy, but it's your turn.
It is my turn. Okay. What? Your spicy horseman, is down now. What are we doing?
Put out the fire.
Well, look, I'm exhausted. Okay, I just.
We need to put out the
Really?
fire, and we need to figure out some way of restraining him so that if we heal him, he won't immediately just start doing this again.
I can sphere. Total restrain can carry.
Okay. How long?
Minute.
All right.
Put cell.
Will you be able to do that in a minute?
Drag first.
Okay. You do that. I'll work on putting out the fire.
Okay, so we're not killing him.
No.
We're not
Unless-
taking him out so that when he wakes up, he can't kill us.
Need talk Archon. If Soren Archon want pass, then help. But must talk.
I've got nothing I can use to restrain him. We need to try and find some something metal, some chains or something.
Cell. Closed door. Can't out.
Probably the best option.
I forgot to check that off. Oops.
Oh, I need to check.
Um,
You know where?
I forgot to check that off too. Diana is gonna fly over to... Fuck, I don't know. Can I look around for anything, like, see if I can see any source of water whatsoever?
You can do a perception check with your groggy eyes. No, you're not really seeing anything.
Okay, she's gonna fly over to the smoke cloud because she remembers stuff being on fire there,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna land and try and like stomp the fire out.
Yeah, she can try. Let's see. You get the impression that you can probably swat out some fire with your sword.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna do that.
Specifically with your sword, not with a normal sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you can
I
do that
attack the fire.
effectively.
Your
Right, so-
sword.
So do I need to actually attack the fire?
No. You can do that, no problem.
Okay, and then since I attacked the one piece of fire, can I attack another piece
You
of
can
fire?
attack the other piece of fire. Yeah. There you go. You are capable of doing that. That is within your abilities.
I'm gonna stay there so she can keep putting out fire.
That's fair. Okay, that is Diana's turn. So,
Meanwhile, in France.
yeah, Penelope successfully manages to get the more frilly outfit over Johnny's horns and into position. Is this right? I've not worn something like this before.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. What do you think?
I don't know. She looks at the mirror and she's like, it looks like somebody else.
Let's try something else.
Okay.
They're gonna move on to a different outfit.
Hooray. Meanwhile, fire.
Good.
Did Soren's fire go out when he dropped?
Yes.
Okay.
His
So
fire is out.
There's no fire under him either.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, there's the fire from when he landed. Like, this is still fire.
Mhm.
So, like, the fire that was caused by him landing is still that he is no longer on fire.
Okay. No, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. It's only while he's conscious. But you can't really see it, but Hemlock can see the fire is slowly spreading across that back wall.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have line of sight on it because of the smoke, right?
Because of the smoke, yeah.
Good. Okay.
All right. Derek is like kind of woozy here. All right, that's a lot. What are we doing? Are we tying him up or something? I don't understand.
We're trying to put out the fire. Just
Okay.
be careful. If you can't, then just grab more books.
Let me see.
Or, well, you look a little tired. Maybe sit down somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh shit. Diana,
Yeah?
you're in the smoke.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, you prevented
Yeah?
that fire from spreading.
Yeah?
That nothing you have to worry about. I just wanted to let you know that like that fire is not spreading further. You prevented it from making its way to the side.
Yeah.
Unlike all the other fires which are up to stuff. Derek is now going to try to put out the fire over here. he reaches into his relatively few utility pockets, and he pulls out a little plastic water bottle. He's like, all right, let me see what I got here. And he pours it on the fire that's between Annis and Iden. Okay, that's one. I don't have any more water.
Man, if only Penelope were here with her jug of endless water.
You think I haven't thought about that every single second of this battle?
I didn't plan it that way, but it is funny.
Singed and just be like, Penelope, it was so hard without you.
Honestly, the ones I just water.
That
She's about to get spoiled. She's about to get spoiled when we see her again.
that
All
other
right.
emissary wasn't as good at putting out fires as you would be.
Meanwhile, Diana's over there, like, literally
Well, we
taking
can't
out
see.
fires.
We can't see because of the smoke.
Diana, with her ability to get rid of all the fire in a 30-foot radius once a day, or once an hour, or whatever.
Yeah, it's once an hour,
Yeah.
but she stupidly used it earlier.
I mean, she prevented some spreading.
You literally, this would have been way worse if she didn't.
Well, it's about to get way, way worse, so...
You know. Anyway, now Derek's got to make a roll. Come on, buddy. Do better. He passes. Hooray. Derek does not get more tired. Anna, it's your turn.
Alright. So, I have a scroll that will let me use conjure minor elementals. If I conjure the elementals in the spaces where the fire are, if I conjure water elementals, will it put out the fire?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to... It says I can do 8 elementals of a challenge rating of a 4th or lower, so I would like to try and get 8 water elementals.
Let me see what their levels are.
And it's something I can cast normally, I just don't have prepared, so I
Right.
should be able to just cast it.
Yeah, there's no rolling for it. I'm just seeing what the level is for a water elemental. Or rather, just the elemental type, because they're weird. Let's see what you can make happen.
I'd like to get the largest number of minor water elementals possible.
Yeah.
It will not let me cast anything from the scroll.
Alright, so, like, not water elementals themselves, because they big. Looking for minor. Do I not have mechanics for minor water elementals? Are those there's water, but I don't see minor. I'm just looking for the smallest water type elemental there is.
Yeah. Or ice, maybe.
Yeah.
I would even take dust. Anything that will help me put out this fire. If not, I can change.
So wait, what is
tactics
the CR that you can get for this?
I can get 1 of a challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 of a 1 or lower, 4 of a half or lower, and 8 of a 4th or lower.
Okay, so hear me out. There's something that you can summon 4 of that you know very well.
Ice methods.
Ice methods.
Would they be able to put out the fire?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll do that.
Like,
is
they're
it only the
technically
3?
you'd get 4 of them.
All right.
Because it's like it's a total of, like you said, 4 that are half, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can make 4. You could also get
Is it
steam
only
methods
the-
if you want.
Is it only the 3 that I can see in this general area? 3 like fire things.
Oh, yeah. There's just the 3 in your immediate. There's 4. Sorry, there's 1 in that top left. I'm gonna get rid of the one that's under Soren. It's dumb.
Okay. That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay.
So, fun fact, when your ice mephits die, they explode and spread ice around where they are. So, use that as ethically as you see fit.
But without killing them outright, I can have them put out the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to drag 4 ice mephit on here. I'm
And
not
it's
going to
an
add them to the
action to use
combat
the
tracker.
scroll.
We're just going to drag them
Okay.
in directly.
And it's an action to use the scroll, right?
It's whatever casting a spell is.
Okay, yeah.
So, I assume.
Yep. Or, it says casting time 1 minute.
Oh, that's probably not what you
scroll.
want then.
Yeah.
Like, it's still going to be the same casting time on a scroll. So,
Damn. Never mind.
maybe not what you're looking for. So
Yeah, I
wait,
guess
this
I'm
one's
just-
a minute, but the elementals that you cast normally are just like a turn.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. It said casting time 1 action. Let me just double check.
Yeah. It's probably because you can get more than one and they're trying not to have people do it in the middle of combat.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see.
Yeah, I guess I'm just cantripping to get rid of at least one of them.
Okay. Okie doke.
Anything else I can do?
Okay, so you want to get rid of one of them?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
least
I'll
only
assume
one.
you want one of the ones that's further away, just for simplicity.
Yeah.
All right, that one is out. Is that an Anna's turn?
I guess so.
All right, give me a con save.
And fill this one.
All right, so now you're sleepy.
And this fire's just gonna spread. We're never gonna be able to put it all out.
So Annis gets a level of exhaustion. And it is Hemlock's turn.
No, it's not. He's not doing anything.
Okay. Then it is Nightmare Centaur's second death saving throw. All right, that's a fail. I'm not too worried about it given Aiden's there, but got to keep track. And it's Aiden's turn.
I'm going to stabilize him with, just to be safe, spare the dying. Either way, it'd be an action. So he's just knocked out.
All right. You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, becomes stable. Da-da-da.
My
That
bonus
does it.
actions. All of my bottles. I'm just taking my bag and I'm like dumping the potions of glittery Eldath holy water and the regular holy water. So I've got like 6 of them on the ground for like everybody else, and he's just like, water.
Okay.
And he's I'm gonna have one in his hand though, so he can use it as well for the next turn.
Okay. Alrighty. And give me a con save. Yeah, you fine. You're so tanky. All right, Diana, you were in a cloud of smoke.
Okay, she's gonna. Okay, I'm moving the fucking smoke.
That's fair.
She's gonna, swing at these two fires.
Okay. You got him.
Put them out. Cool. Now that I assume the smoke is gone now, or is it still putting out smoke?
We'll say the smoke's done now. You've put out enough of the fire. It's burned through its top layer. It's done. Smoke gone.
Right.
Now you can see all the fire that awaits on the other side of the room, as can Annis and everyone else.
Holy shit. All right, guys. I can try and put this shit out. I'm gonna try. Okay,
Whoa.
ignore that.
Yeah.
Ignore that. Sorry, my mouse is acting weird.
Is okay.
Because I'm trying to use it on a couch.
Fair.
Second. Right, gonna fly there.
Whoosh.
She's gonna land. And then she's gonna cast Wall of Water. Using the 3rd level spell.
I think you used your actions to put out the other fire.
Fuck, you're right. Can she at least look around and see if she sees any other, like, sources of water?
You can do a new perception check for that.
Cool.
He's still woozy, though. From over here, you can see that there actually is, under that desk in the middle, there appears to be a somewhat large, it's about the size of, not quite a barrel, but more like the jugs that are on top of water dispensers. There's a large jug of water under that. You get the impression that it might have been used as part of the chemical processes, but it is actually labeled as H2O.
Okay, would she have been able to see that from where she was heading in the direction of that fire?
No, it's under the table. It's like where the you can only see it from the side of it that you're on now.
Okay. She doesn't have any more movement, so she's just gonna be like, well, I'm gonna keep that in mind for when I can actually go pick it up.
Yeah. Fair. All right.
Penelope's still trying to help Johnny try on more outfits.
Yep. It's very cute, though.
Yay.
It's slice of life fun. And fire spreads where fire can spread. And I'm not going to add any more down there because you guys are actively fighting it. So cool. And Derek's turn. Okay. I am out of water bottles. Oh, wait, you put some down. Cool. He's a little slow right now. He's very tired. And so Derek is going to pick up one of your Eldath water bottles, and he's going to, as carefully as he can, get over here, sticking to the surface, and he's going to toss it. Ugh. Successfully at this one right here. All right, cool. Ugh. And then he's going to make a con save. Derek is feeling more tired. Okay. Derek has now got 2 levels of exhaustion. This whatever is in that is knocking him on his ass.
Get out of there, Derek.
He is not passing out, though, which is important. Annis's turn.
Cantrip, put it out.
All right, the last fire over here is put out. The air seems to waft away now. And anything else?
I'll move my 30 feet.
You move 30 feet. All right, Hemlock. Probably doesn't do anything, but that's up to you.
He's gonna pick up a book and fly. Would his speed be halved when he's flying with it?
No, he can pick up a book. He's not over encumbered with that.
Gonna move 50 feet. His fly speed is 50. Oh my god, come on.
Whoosh. Okay. Give me a d20 roll.
He's stabilized. I used my stabilizing spell on him.
Oh, you're right. You did. You stabilized him last
Yeah.
turn. You are correct. He is stabilized. Never mind. He is just unconscious. Hooray. Good, because I always felt really bad if you'd rolled like a 1 and he just straight up died after all that. So, good. Stabilized. Your turn.
Annis, want help fire or go straight south?
Can you do anything about the fire?
Druidcraft.
There's a lot of it and it's just going to keep spreading.
Or
Do whatever you want.
I'm gonna try and, 'cause I can lift up to large capacity. Am I able to at least slide him over me?
Slide him over you? What do you mean? Like carry
like,
him?
Get him over his back, like his body.
What is your lift capacity? I will check it against his weight.
It is ×6 and his strength. Hold on.
All right. Your strength score multiplied by 15.
Oh, 15.
So,
And that's at the large capacity?
well, we're going to come up with a base and then we're going to do the multiplier for that. Because you do get a special bonus on that given, you know,
Right.
what you are. One size larger when determining your capacity. So let's see. All right, for each size above medium, double the carrying capacity and the amount it can drag, push, or lift. So for you, you're looking at
60 times my strength score is what it says.
so your strength score multiplied by
840.
15 times 2. So 30 times your strength score is 420.
say, I
think.
found the thing that says that large gets 60 times their strength score.
Where is that? I might be looking at the wrong thing. Let's see. Ability scores.
Oh, it's this one page. They could be wrong.
I mean, you're probably right. I'm just verifying that. All right, so wish these things were better organized. Strength times 15. Size and strength for larger creatures can bear more weight, whereas tiny carry less. For each size category, you have medium, double the creature's carrying capacity and the amount it can push and lift. So your carrying capacity is your strength multiplied by 15. So doubling that is your strength multiplied by 30. So unless I missed something. And then twice again if you're
Oh, okay, so if it's half my speed, okay.
All right, so yes, I was looking at the carrying capacity. I'm just dumb. So you're just talking about strictly lifting. So yeah, that would be 60 times. You're entirely right. Cool. So 60 times your
It is 840. That is exactly my own weight.
Neat. So yeah, give me an athletics check, but I don't think you're gonna have too much trouble with this. Mostly because he's awkward. Yeah, you're fine. You can pull him. How far are you pulling him? Or lift him?
Going that way to help with the fires.
Okay, so you can do so at half speed. So that's like 25 feet for you, I think. All right. Slump over your back. I'm just going to put him here, but it's understood that you're hearing him. Okay. Is that it for Aiden?
That's all I can do until the next turn.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Diana.
So Diana's gonna go over to the table. Look, I can't move.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's gonna reach under, grab that jug of water that she sees, and then pulls it out from under the table.
Yep.
And just goes over, or goes back over to the fire and just uses it to just put out as much as she possibly can.
Okay.
I don't know how much the jug would put out, but
We'll say that it can put out a decent amount. You get the impression that it was intended to contain things like this. Like, I'm saying jug,
Yeah.
but it's not like a narrow top band thing. You can scoop in and out of it if you need to. So,
yeah.
so if that is your path there, you're putting out all of these. And it's sufficiently soaked that the fire on the left will not be passing further to the right.
Okay. And then if she stomps on some fire, because I know she's basically just used her action throwing the water, would she be able to put out more of the fire?
She can try to, but she might get hurt in the process. That is up to you. If she would like to stomp, she can put out one more.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her stomp on this one.
Okay.
Just try and stomp it out, because she's just like, nope, we gotta get through this.
Okay. Stomp that one out. And
That's it.
you take 6 fire damage. Or
That's
3 because
okay.
you're you.
Yeah.
Because you're you. Alright. So you've sort of prevented that area from spreading beyond the already lost damage on that part.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Penelope's doing the same thing.
Yep.
Doing cute stuff.
Workshop tries to spread that fire. See how much it spreads. Actually, that doesn't quite get to the middle part yet, but there you go. All right. Oh, and just because obviously you can see all of these things.
Curiosity. How long would you say this combat has taken?
Like a minute.
From the beginning of this fight?
This fight, like since the start of the fight with Archon thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on round 9. Each round is 6 seconds.
Really?
So it's a little under a minute.
Like all together?
Uh-huh.
All of this is taking place in under a minute.
Yep. Which is why we're joking about the Penelope stuff going as fast as it is.
Jeez. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm adding light to those things since you can obviously see where there's fire. Yup. All right. Derek is going to grab some more water. Try to make a run. Because he's... Actually, no, he's running half speed. He can only get to about there. That's all he can
You
do.
move at half
Is he
speed when you're
tired?
exhausted.
Huh?
He's got 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about all he
got
can
the
do.
other...
He carried the water to you if you want it. All right, you're up.
30 feet. And I should be able to reach... Yeah, I should be able to reach that fire. I'm gonna put it out with Produce Flame.
Okay. So produce thing to put out the fire?
Not Produce Flame.
Or-
Cantrip. Druidcraft.
Druidcraft, got it. Alright, so that one's out. Okie dokie. Let's see. I'm just gonna skip down to Iden.
I'm gonna.
Hemlock would drop the book and probably just hang out.
Yeah.
That'd be 30, so I'm gonna also do a
No, I'd have him. He'll fly back over to try and get another one.
Okay.
what's happening? I'm right there. Next to
Yeah.
Magnus. I was trying to measure really quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna Druidcraft a fire away too.
Okay. Alrighty. And now it's back to Diana. It has been 1 whole minute.
All right, she's gonna look around and see if there are any other sources of water
You can do a new
or
perception
anything.
check.
She also is gonna look for like anything that she could, like a sprinkler system or some kind of fail-safe or something that could just put out all the fire.
Okay.
Or like just something.
Yeah, go for it. You can try to find one. Unfortunately, you're not seeing anything because you're very heavy eye sleepy. though you're also kind of getting the impression that aside from that central shelf area to the north, the shelves to the left of it and to the right of it have all been pretty much destroyed by fire. This area is, for the most part, lost aside from that one part.
But it's not going to spread beyond where it is now.
The stuff to the left is not. It has nowhere to spread. Like, that's been stamped out by the water that you just did. The only thing that can really be damaged at this point is... why are you needlessly black? This shelf that for some reason it only draws a black box around is the only one that really still has stuff on it that has not been destroyed by fire. And then there's the area over to the right, but the others seem to have that handled.
Okay.
The rest is just containing...
basically...
Go ahead.
So this section can't spread anymore.
The part on that can't spread anymore. It's
Okay.
run out of places to spread to.
And then aside from this 10-foot box, this section in theory can't spread anymore.
Yeah, because there are people attending the other side of it. So aside from that 10, that's the only thing that's really left in danger right now, because you can kind of assume that the stuff to the right is being contained and will eventually just be resolved as the group goes over and Druid crafts it.
I'm gonna check one thing super quick. Why is it only 1 foot thick? Okay. Okay, so she's gonna go ahead and drop fly.
Okay.
She's gonna run over. Yeah, run over here. And then she's gonna. Yeah, she's gonna. Did she already use hers? Yeah, she's gonna cast Wall of Water.
Okay.
This time it's gonna be an actual wall. She's gonna basically. She wants to cast it, the base of it here, and just send it up that wall.
I'll let you do that. That's fine. You're essentially going to drench that whole section with water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we will just do that. That is well within the abilities of that spell. So, in fact, what's the length of it if you just make it a wall? Is it like...
It is 30 feet long.
Okay, then, yeah, you can smother that whole thing out. No problem.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that.
And that's it.
All right, so that is out.
And
I'm not going to make you guys go through the clock on those things now that they're not spreading. We'll say you put out the rest of the fire. Nothing else gets burnt. Go team.
She's like, we got it contained. It's out, guys. Holy shit. Okay. What are we doing with this fire spice centaur man?
Annis is picking up the book, moving over here, grabbing more books.
She's gonna gesture behind her. This whole section over here is basically just kaput. So we can collect more things from the walls, but what are we doing with
Move over here.
this
grab the
angry
book.
centaur man?
I go take Stell if you want to gather more.
Where are you taking? And she's
Upstairs.
gonna switch
Okay.
to Sylvan. Please speak in Sylvan. Tell me what you are doing with this.
The cell that was upstairs that he was originally in prior.
Okay.
Put him back in there. So it can lock behind and he can't get out, so we can have the conversation in a safe spot so nobody gets hurt.
Alright. If that's what you need to do, I'll stand by in case it goes south, because the instant it does, I'm taking him out. We also still need... Like, is Shelara even still alive? We don't know.
We haven't even seen her.
If we can get him to speak to us, he might tell us.
Alright, so let's drag his ass upstairs. And we're gonna make him talk.
Yeah, he's gonna slowly go over there. Speed.
And Diana's gonna go over and just like help him carry him because she's like, nah.
No, hold on just a second. Aiden, drink this. Hands him a hill giant strength.
Chugs it back.
All right, you get sufficiently strong that you can carry him more easily.
Cool.
And you're gonna drag him upstairs?
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to use my 4th level spirit once we get right underneath, unless I don't need it with the Hill's Giant Strength, because it was pretty much holding on as I go straight up the side.
I mean, you're walking with your feet.
Yeah.
And carrying him with your arms.
That's fair, yeah.
You should be able to, when you're that strong, you can carry him up
Yeah.
through the weird well thing.
Get back up.
All right, I'm gonna drag you guys back to that map then.
Climb.
I mean, I guess I can wait down here until a short rest. I don't.
It's concentration. Okay. How big is the well? How long?
Yeah, how
It's like, I want to say it was like 30 feet down or something before.
does it look climbable?
You could probably climb it. Like, you're tired, so it's kind of rough, but you can, if you're not rushing, you can do it.
Yeah, she's gonna try and just climb up.
Alright, Annis will cast Spider Climb on herself then, and sort of like be
Guiding her.
dragging her up, walking backwards up the.
Sure.
That is beautiful.
You can do that.
Second level though.
Like, thank you.
We're not getting back down here for a while. Gotta sleep off this whatever that smoke did.
I need to rest really badly.
You and me both.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any. The most I can do now is stab, and a couple of other special.
Yeah, Hemlock will come up with us. Derek will come up with us. And it's
Yeah.
grabbed all of the books, the waterlogged one, all of the rest of the stack of books that Derek made.
Yeah, whatever potions weren't used, I think only 1 was used by Derek. The other 5 go back, so my 5 glittery, he just used the normal. Yeah.
We get it. I'm going to make sure we remove all that hay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Everything
see.
Flammable.
You get rid of all that. Yeah, so you're opening the gate, you're putting him in there using the jail key and all that.
I'm going in there with him.
Okay. Could I reach through the bars potentially?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hang on. Do I even have it? Gonna hand him one more potion. Nope, I took it earlier. I was gonna hand him a comprehend languages potion to give to Soren, but nope, I don't have it.
He is in and unconscious still.
Okay, but I will hand Aiden. I didn't have the chance to hand these out. I had fire resistance potions, so I'm gonna hand you one.
Okay, thank you. He's gonna chug that too, because he's going in there with them, just so he's not like freaked out by himself.
How many do you have?
I only had 2. Yeah, and I wouldn't have had the chance to. I would have had to drink one myself or hand one to someone else to drink, and drinking it's a bonus action at least.
Alright, Diana's gonna go in the cell with Aiden and Soren.
Okay, you can go in now. Like
Yeah.
It is unlocked.
Yeah, she's just like, I stand by what I said. If shit starts turning south, he's going down. So I will stand back. But just know the instant it goes bad, that's what's happening.
It'll burn up right away, but I have Thorn Whip.
If need bubble, and because he's talking to Annis because she hasn't been filled in, I can contain. And he looks to her and he's like, I can make it so where he can't hurt us. And
Do
we
what you
can't
need
hurt
to
him.
do.
Okay, So he's gonna put Archon's head to the side on the other wall, just so it's not in his.
Hand it to me.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And this is just like, oh god, I hate this.
And he's gonna just gently lay down with Sorcon ? And like have him in his lap and like holding him gently in a cradle and tries to like brush his face awake, like, hey.
Annis is walking away with the head.
You're walking away with it?
Mm-hmm. Just, I'm gonna do something in a minute. You have your scene.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're good.
And Hemlock is coming with.
Yep, you're fine.
Derek can come with or stay behind. It's up to him.
I got you. I question nothing.
He's gonna keep an eye on Soren Archon, which is currently the threat.
Yeah, so gently just brush at his face and just try to wake him up soothingly. Like, nothing to jolt him. Very careful.
He's still got 0 HP, so.
Yeah, but he's stabilized. He's gonna wait for him, but like hopefully the contact, that like he'll eventually feel sense and it's something reassuring.
Okay, I mean, let me see how long it takes for somebody to wake up when they're stabilized.
Or are you gonna like
could do
healing word him?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I should have healing word on me. Hold on. I do have healing word. I'm going to pop healing word on them.
Okay, because otherwise it's 1d4 hours before they get up.
Oh, okay. Let me do that.
Yeah. Okay. So 8 HP. All right. He is no longer unconscious. He is waking up.
Like I said, he's in his arms. He's holding him gently, and he's just trying to make sure he's calm and like that feeling of protection. He still has the bond going too.
All right. He is going to try to take in the world around him. Let's see. Okay, so his eyes slowly open, and they're that red color that they were before. You can feel heat coming up off of him as he is becoming conscious, like before. And he looks around and sees that he is in that cell where Archon has spent the last week. And he's terrified. You're gonna have to do a persuasion to try to calm him down because this is terrifying to him.
Yeah.
Hold him down. What's your Hell Giant strength?
Yeah, he's gonna like look at me. Because his hands are on his face. He's gonna guide them up, like have his face look at his directly into his face.
Yeah.
As he, persuades them, he's just like, look at me. I'm here with you. Okay. It's all right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find your inner peace.
Okay, roll your persuasion. All right, and he's gonna roll a don't freak out die.
He gets a bonus to it to not freak out.
He sure does. Okay. He's breathing heavily. He's looking around, but he's not escalated yet. He sees you. He looks terrified, but he's not attacking anything.
Okay. He's gonna just kind of keep cradling him and being like, So I have to question this because when Archon and him talked, it was like he understood mentally. So he was talking to him as Sylvan. Does it seem like he's understanding him still?
When you and Archon were talking, you were using sending, weren't you?
Oh, it was sending, and then also he had comprehend on him, I think, the last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna have to talk a little bit of broken. He's just like, Thorin, is you only? Is Archon there too? And he's just like waiting for an answer.
Let's see what he does. He makes more of a whimpering noise. Like words aren't coming out, but the sensation of sadness is hard to miss.
Yeah. He's gonna do sending then, but he's gonna say it out loud so everyone else can hear it too, just so he can at least get words. I gotta type something up really quick. Fit in my count. Say, well, that happens. What you want to do? Yeah.
Wants Hemlock to try and cast Speak with Dead on the head and see if it works.
Okay. Hemlock is going to try to cast a spell.
You said that was unmistakable in a like yes way they are merged, or unmistakable like he just doesn't know.
What?
You saw he was saying unmistakable sadness, like you
unmistakable
can't
sadness.
miss.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the sadness was very clear. Not that you could tell the answer to the question, just that it was a very unfortunate emotion. So Hemlock is casting Speak with Dead. Hemlock is trying to talk to the horse. And
if I go into Hemlock vision, can I understand what's being asked and what's being responded with?
So looking through Hemlock's eyes, you can see Hemlock is leaning over the horse head and is making bird noises at the head of the horse and shaking its head. Hemlock is shaking his head, and like nothing is coming out of this. There's no response, no horse whinnies, nothing.
All right. Oh, well, that's interesting. That should have worked, right?
Hemlock kind of stares up at you and flies back over here. See what's going on.
Ennis is gonna hang out there for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, Diana's just gonna go sit over at that table with Hemlock, and she's just gonna just give him little scritches on his birdie head while she's waiting, because she's like,
Left the cell.
she's still within viewing distance of the cell.
Yeah.
So if something does happen, she can hop up and do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
She's just like, she's just kind of like, I've got nothing I can do to help. I'm just going to sit here and observe until I'm needed and pet this bird.
Fair enough. Okay, Aiden, what's up?
Okay, checking the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I feel like in this case,
I was just trying to make sure it's not like over 25.
Yeah.
So it has to be sending to even understand him at this point. Okay, so he says, "Is Archon with you? I'm sorry I was late. What do you both want me to do? I will help." So he's saying that to him, and he should be able to respond in his head.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
you can hear Soren's voice coming back to you, saying, "She killed him. She killed him in front of me, and she killed me in front of him, and then I woke up and everything is fire." And then, at the same time, you can hear Archon also sending you a reply. "Pain, endless. Tried to hold out, but she was hurting him. I had to act. Is hot but cold. Please help." You got a response from both of them at the same time.
Yeah. You see him just, his head is reeling, like his eyes just go back. And he's gonna do the last one he can do.
I am smothering my joke response right now. While we're waiting?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
Penelope?
While we're waiting, Penelope is helping Johnny with another outfit, and like helping navigate over the horns to help her get the outfit on properly. And she's like, "Okay, what do you think about this one?"
I think I like this one a little more. I feel like I can move around in it. But I like the first one too, just to be clear. It just was different. I guess I've got to get used to being me, huh?
But I mean, whatever you want to be is fine by me.
Still trying to figure that out. It's the most choices I've been able to have.
Well, if the choices aren't overwhelming, are they?
A little bit, but I'll be good. I need to get the hang of this. I haven't been so free in so long.
Yeah. Well, how about this? You wear whatever makes you feel the happiest. If it's the frills, it's the frills. If it's just continuing to wear your overalls, that's fine too.
Can we keep trying things on?
Yeah.
Okay. I like to do that. I've not really been able to do this before.
Penelope just gets this like teary look in her eyes, and she's like, "Okay, hold on, I'll be right back." And she like runs out and goes and grabs more clothes for her to try, and it's just like, "Okay, what about this?" And then just like, she's just like visibly vibrating, like.
It's such a different show. It's like Rin and Shiro going on a date while Gilgamesh kills orphans.
Like, and every outfit she's also sending to Vivi to be like, "What do you think of this one? And what do you think of this one?" Trying to get like opinions and ideas and trying to like just sort out outfits that she might like.
Fair enough.
And then, while we are continuing to wait,
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this.
okay. Yeah,
Just
right.
yeah. He looks to them and he's just like, "What do both want? I find way. If you want, I had leads, or want Eldath's peace." And he's just holding him gently and like crying over him because he like Annis knows what this means.
Annis isn't there.
Oh shit, you're right. You're not back yet. Yeah.
Okay, so Soren responds with, "She took others. They're here somewhere. Help them, but you can let me go. It'll be okay." And Archon replies, "She fled to the other place. I would chase her and burn her. Nothing else matters anymore. Do not let her do this again."
He's shaking his head. And he calls. He's like crying to Annis at this point. He's like, "Annis."
How far away?
You
Would
could
I be
hear
able
it.
to hear it?
You can absolutely hear it
Alright.
from there. It's creepily quiet in this hallway.
If I was gonna do something stupid, like say go back down the well because I still have spider climb, but she'd go back. He wouldn't actually do that. She'd go back.
Okay.
Okay.
I just
Put
dragged
the
you down.
head in her bag.
Ooh.
Sure. It is concealed.
She not here. She have others. And he looks to her with like the not here, emphasizing not here. Like, and he's just like, they are one. Soren. And he looks to them because he knows that they can understand him. He's just holding them gently. He's like, Soren accepts Eldath peace, but Archon want chase her down, never again hurt.
We
And
can't go in there. I'm exhausted. Derek is like
not
super exhausted.
No, not now. Ask. Both want different.
Right.
And he looks to
That explains things.
Soren or Sorcon, and he's just like, Soren, would you? Because he can't. He's gonna be like, he's gonna do what he did with Archon before, and he's just like, yes. Hail twice, no one. Would stay if Archon want fight. Shelara.
All right. Okay, so as he is trying to move his head, the lower half of him starts to heat up again, and you can see flames beginning to manifest anew. And he tries to get out a word, but as he does, all four of you can see fire beginning to manifest in his mouth that hasn't come out yet. Aiden, you can tell specifically from the connections that you just had that his body is at war with itself, and that the lower half of it is
Archon wants to
burning
anger.
through the upper half to express its anger.
Can't speak, can he?
No, only through mind.
You can't. I'm guessing you can't do that anymore today.
That last for today. Leave.
It may be for the best if everybody else leaves the room.
I will do. It must be of death peace. And he looks to like Sorkan, and he's just like, I will not let her hurt them no more. And he's talking then to like Soren himself, and he's just like, please hold each other. And he's gonna. He doesn't want him to die in this cell. And he's gonna promise Archon that Shelara, like, she's never doing this again. He's gonna do his divinity. He's not going to heal him because I can choose not to. But like everything around him looks like the other side, so he can hide the cage itself.
Okay.
And he's gonna have to put him down. He's gonna very gently try to off him.
Okay. So how are you gonna do that?
Can I ask for something flavorful wise, but being a healer and like I think I should still have my heal. Yeah, so in my healer's kit, can I say, because I don't want him to hurt, I use medicine to induce his heart rate and give him a heart attack so he just passes.
So you want to essentially use it like effectively a poison, although acknowledging that it's medical?
Yeah. He's overdosing on medication.
Right.
Something that's not hurting him.
Yeah, you can try to do that with a medicine check to apply it cleanly.
I should have advantage because I'm proficient. It's the healer's
I mean, the
kit,
proficiency
so...
is a bonus that's added to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's already factored into your roll.
Okay.
Janice is ready to cast Moonbeam. If she has
Oh, I
to.
know what you mean. You're talking about adding it because of your proficiency with the kit.
Yeah. The kit.
Yeah. That's why you're doing the medicine check with it. Yeah. So it's factored in. You are getting the benefit.
25.
That is sufficient.
He's gently cradling him as he's feeding him this, and he's like, you will both stay together, peaceful. I will carry on. I promise. She no do that no more.
Okay. He starts to fade in front of you. The fire in his throat goes away. He starts to slump down. The flames on his hooves and legs die down. And as his body slows, it seems like he can finally get the word out and just says thank you. And then he's gone. I'm not going to delete his token because you do not get a giant gross blood splat. But he's gone.
Aiden's not okay.
I got the head. Let's get him out of here and get him buried while you can still carry him.
He's gonna take him out.
You can come back later. This place isn't going to burn down. We put out all the fire.
Did we find out what happened to Spider Bitch?
We've got a pretty good idea. But we can't go after her now.
Where is she? I know this is very business when things are a little hard on you guys right now, but I need to know. Where is she?
Why do you need to know? Insight.
This is literally my job. This is the reason that Nimue sent me here.
Where she is we need more people if we're going to go in there. We need way more people. She is somewhere else.
Is she still here in Sherwood?
She is not currently in Sherwood, but she could come back.
Is she on this plane?
No. But she's not on the other side.
Okay.
We know where the entrance to that place is.
Is it currently sealed off?
Probably not if she got in there. But we can't go in there today. We need to rest. We need more people.
Literally, I could have. Will you two be, or three? Jeez. See, I still can't keep track of how many people we have. Will you all be able to make it back to the barracks by yourselves?
Yes.
All right, I will meet you there. And then
Where are you going?
I just said I will meet you there at the barracks. She's like very like visibly like pinching the bridge of her nose and just she's gonna walk back. Basically, she's leaving and finding the nearest pool of water that she can.
Okay, but she's leaving entirely. Going.
She's walking out of the cave. She does not.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, unless you guys need me to get back to the barracks, I will meet you back at the barracks, and let you have your time with.
Okay.
Your.
I mean, we're going the same direction.
Okay, then let's go.
Okay.
You need to go.
Because if you're looking for water, there's that giant room full of water, and then there's the wellspring, and...
I need to talk to Nimue. I need to let her know what is going. I need to let her know where Shelara has gone. Because I need my next directions. If I can't go in there today, I need to know what I do need to do. Because this is only gonna get worse. There's only gonna be more people, like... She does just gestures over in Soren Archon's direction. I need to prevent this from happening again. And until you guys tell me where she's gone, I can't do that. And if you are willing, if you're not willing to share that information with me, I will get that information however I need to.
He looks to her and he's just like, I need to know. You say from Clock Tower? And he's saying this again in common just because he wants to make sure Anna can understand it. He knows that she said to speak in Sylvan, but he can't do that with...
Technically, yes.
Who with there?
Please speak in Sylvan.
You know from Clock Tower where your alliance is.
I have no alliances there.
Are you going to go back to Clock Tower and tell those sons of bitches that there are books from Alexandria in Sherwood? Are you going to bring them here? Are you going to?
No! I'm
Inside.
not affiliated with Clock Tower. I just take classes there. My only affiliation is with Nimue.
I know I'm rolling at disadvantage. We just...
Can I make a persuasion roll?
Sure. You're also rolling with disadvantage. Alright. Just, there's been so much danger that's been brought to Sherwood lately, and I don't want any more. And those clock tower people would come in here and murder people to get what they want.
Okay, what do I have to do to prove that I am not going to take any of this back to Clock Tower, because I don't give a damn what they do?
We don't trust you. We don't know if we can trust you.
Alright, follow me. And she's gonna take them out to the pot, or to the wellspring.
Yeah, we follow.
Alright, and she's gonna do what Penelope does, the ritual to summon. And she's gonna call up Nimue.
Okay. Ooh, exciting. I'm not gonna pull up the map, but yeah.
Yeah.
That would be kind of tedious. So yeah, you.
You're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she. You don't have to roll for that. You're very good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you summon a feminine form who comes up from the water. So Annis and Aiden have seen Vivienne from back at the water pot summoning type thing and the Druid Conclave. And so a similar looking woman comes out here. However, where Vivienne looks a bit more dressed in like flowing gowns and whatnot. Nimue is dressed more similar to what Annis thinks of as like an elven ranger or druid. She definitely looks like she's more meant for battle than Vivienne. And when she appears there, she looks over the lot of you. Do you have the giant dead centaur hybrid?
Him buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Just making sure she's taking in the sight that's in front of her. And she looks... Yep. So she looks over at Diana and then she says, "That doesn't look good."
No, it's not. My dearest darling Nimue, can you please convince these two that I am not some kind of weird fraud who's about to go and share all of their little secrets with Clock Tower? Can you tell them that I'm not just fucking crazy and that I'm not about to go betray them?
She looks over to Annis of the lot of you and she says, "Annis, she's working in my best interest and my best interest align with yours. There's no danger to Sherwood from her. She is an ally."
Can you tell her how dangerous Dream's End is? I'm sure you know.
It is quite, yes. Why has that come up?
Yeah, why is that?
That's where Shelara is.
No, see, if you had...
So the spider is returned to her nest. And the passageway, I assume, is not sealed as we were led to believe it was.
No. Apparently Spider Bitch can move Earth.
Suppose that would be one of the limitations of having a dead apostle seal it away, is that someone who can do that could get past it. Very well. Well, if she's there for now, then we'll have to make a point of further reinforcing the path back to keep her out.
Yeah.
And at this point, she sort of turns over to Diana. We might need to pack your things.
Oh. Where am I going now?
Well, I dare say that you're still one of the best suited for taking care of her problem. Just maybe a bit. I've had on good authority that there will be at least one other emissary going. Perhaps it's time that we finally work together. I hope you don't mind catching up one of your juniors.
I mean, I'm always up for meeting one of my new little siblings, so, you know.
Well, if you stick with us, you'll run into her.
Oh,
I assume you're talking about Penelope?
I don't know.
No, I was talking to Nimue.
Yes, it seems that it's been some time, but Vivienne has taken on a new emissary, and let's just say that it should be an interesting experience for the both of you.
Oh. Wait, Penelope who?
Pop star. Penelope.
Do I know Penelope's last name?
That's why he used pop star.
Yeah.
He has no idea.
No, you guys heard it in the Dreamscape.
You're
Right.
right. You're right. It's been.
It was Meadow Creek.
Right.
Yeah. But
I
he
mean,
got
I know, but does Annis know?
Popstar Penelope.
Yes.
Like little halfling, like red hair,
Yep.
Very.
pointy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, she's like Buck.
Oh my god!
What? Wait. You were there too? Were you in disguise? Why didn't we see you?
I don't know.
I mean, this one went...
You know how I told you I know Heather's tax coat?
Right.
Member number 2 in that club.
Oh.
He's just taking this all in. Because first of all, he's like, wait, number 1 isn't Buck? And if she's number 2, does that make Buck 3? So his mind is churning and churning. And he's just like, okay. He looks at Annis, he's like, oh, okay.
Okay, we
good.
can trust
Yeah,
her. Yeah.
he's just like,
No offense. This is...
like, this is what fucking secured it. He just looks to Diana. He's like, look, and he's saying it in Sylvan under. I'm sorry, it's no hard feelings, but we just got off a boat. There's, I guess, more than one teacher there, that think that just sucking the life out of elementals is okay, and they don't see what they do is wrong. So we're kind of hesitant with people from Clock Tower at the moment. There's some good people there, but
do you know?
Could you please put one of my children down? She's asking you with regards to Soren.
I'm going to bury him. He deserves the best.
I agree. I just wish to make sure that he can be properly released. He's being held there unnaturally. I told him Eldath's piece. And he looks at her because technically he would have been a follower of Nimue as a ranger.
Yeah,
Would he or would? Okay. So then he's like, can I? And he like guide him. Like, can I guide him to the water at least?
Is this in Sylvan?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's replying back to you. He is mine to carry through, but if you wish to guide Archon back, then I can leave him for you.
Please. And so he'll let go gently for her to be able to take hold. He's not pushing him out in the water, he's just putting him at the edge for her.
She leans over and she takes out a sword that she has on her side, and she places it on each of his shoulders in a very knighting manner. And she says something in a language that isn't Sylvan. In fact, it's something that none of you understand. But as she does, Hemlock flies over and lands on his body, and then Hemlock sings, and you can see, not in him, but in the reflection on the water where you're standing in the wellspring, you can see the form of Soren, actual Soren, not just the thing that's there now, but like real Soren, is very briefly visible in the reflection and then fading away.
He's gonna look to her and he's like, "They'll be together, right?"
I have found
To Nimue.
that creatures who are close in life often find one another again and again.
Yeah, he'll
The
proceed
universe is
forward
only
to-
so cruel.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Ennis comes over and just awkwardly pulls the head out.
Oh my god!
This, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do with it.
He holds it gently and he's just like, okay. And he'll put the head beside the body and he's just, again, putting it close to each other, and he's gonna guide off Archon.
Okay.
Roll anything for it? Just
Nope, you can do this. you can do this.
Roll one.
Oh my god!
I'm not going to let you roll a 1 on that.
No,
What?
So-
This is a really funny picture in advance.
So yeah, a similar thing happens. You get the impression that something was preventing Hemlock from doing his duty, and now it's been released, and they can both pass on.
Good bird. She just pulls some food out of the bag.
Yeah.
Great.
Hope it didn't leave stains.
You'll never know.
So, given that, I think that's kind of our closure moment for this. So they have both passed on to return to the root and be properly reincarnated, presumably together, in a form that is more suiting and less miserable.
Maybe they can be twins.
And so,
Who else
Yeah.
went missing?
This long list of, or this short list of elves that I don't actually have the names of.
Yeah.
Okay, did Ennis recognize the names at least?
you recognize they include several of the rangers, but also a few civilian elves who are known more for not being rangers, but for working out in the woods. People
That's
that
like-
pass to and fro. Like some of them are messengers, similar to what Nora does. These are people that
one,
would have
like-
been outside of the village, but in Sherwood.
No one's story important. No one that's been given a name yet.
Just Pharaoh, but only Iden knows Pharaoh, I think.
Pharaoh's? Oh no, Pharaoh's one of the fucking clerics. He was the one that he accidentally scared.
And we can't go check the pile because it definitely combusted. All we'd find is bones.
You'd
Yeah.
find burnt, yeah.
He just looks to Annis and he's like, oh, fuck.
Well, if you actually do prevent her from coming back through that portal, at least no one else. At least she won't be able to get to anyone else.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So, we take France?
I guess we have to.
Oh,
Right.
so she's in France?
At the moment,
Ooh, what part of France?
I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I'm going to call her once we're somewhere with signal. I've got some questions. Some of the people in charge of Sherwood.
Ooh.
Iden's just kind of dead space stares off into the distance.
And I think this one might need therapy.
Yeah.
And I
would
think we
so.
all need a good night's rest, if not several.
Would you two like to go ahead and head back then?
Back
Maybe?
to
Don't know. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Sorry.
Please don't joke about that. That guy's a dick.
Oh, you met him?
You know.
Ooh. Sorry.
I can see that you've got much discussion to do, so I'll send you your orders more properly later.
Yeah, just... Do you have her contact number? Do you have her info?
I do, yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, I want that. I want it.
I'm not giving it to you without her permission. She made me swear I wouldn't give it to any of her fans without her permission. So they can't stalk her. Or spam? Is that the word? Spam her. We will, when we meet her in France, you can get her information from her. What is it, like the middle of the night, basically?
It's like the afternoon.
Yeah, the entire excursion downstairs took less than an hour.
Yeah, it's like
because you didn't stop. Like, you kept getting pushed to keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. So we're just gonna say it's 6 o'clock now, just to round it out.
I'll put it this way. I think we should stay here for the night, get some sort of rest, and then head out in the morning.
Well, guess I'll sleep. I'll sleep in the inn in town, and I'll meet you guys in the morning.
he just like nods his head.
Are you going back to your place?
I need to talk elders first. And he's just like, because he still has to talk about the contract.
Yeah. All right. We'll go have a discussion with the elders of the village. And then after that, you can go back to your place. I'll go to my place, and we can meet at the inn in the morning.
All right. I guess I will speak with you later, Nimue.
Indeed, I'll make sure you get all the details you need, including her contact information.
Oh, you're the best! Ah! See, this. All the ladies go home. And then she's gonna, like, basically do that same thing that Penelope does, where she curtsies to her to send her off and just be like, yeah.
She nods, and then she sinks back into the water and disappears.
Wait, no, she curtsies and then she blows her a kiss.
God, she extra.
She is!
All right. So there you go. And that's where we'll pick up next time, where we will actually make it to halfling time.
Holy shit!
You can talk to the village elders off screen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's just gonna be Annis being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's like, you motherfucker! How dare you? You just, oh man.
Hell, fun times.
Other than Scribe, I don't know, and Alder, I guess, I don't know who the actual village elders are.
Because we don't know, we don't know if the others are still here.
Yeah, we don't know if the other tribe people are still here or not.
Yeah. We'll find
Yeah,
out.
you get some news updates later.
Hey. Halfway time. Halfway time.
All right, so that'll
Are
be
you
enough for
rolling
now.
the roll?
Going down the list.
Yeah? One more!
I believe in you.
I really want that last one to also be a 3.
Oh yeah, that really was
Oh!
all threes. Holy shit. Hey, look,
I
I see
mean-
a 3 in there.
Hey, 212.
Hey!
Good
What
job.
is it? What?
All right, well, that's enough for now. So we're going to wrap this up because this is 4 hours. So, hooray. Is everyone traumatized? Do we have good trauma for a week?
Yeah. Yeah, it hurt.
Cool. I just want you to know that was going to end a lot worse, but you did actually get through to him. So there you go.
That was the goal.
Yay.
Yay.
Hooray. Good night, the internet.
Good night.